that? You'd love it? Yeah? What? What? All right, I'm finished.
Oh my God.
It was
God, that was the bit.
that
it
was,
was
the bit.
so long. That
Wasn't that
it was so long.
what was long?
You're
Just
Orgasm.
go to the theme song.
you, God.
Okay, I just want to say I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat say DSP did it first. I don't know what that means. First of all, I don't know if that's like an ISP or
It's like a
whatever
codec.
company, but we're not corporate here. Okay,
Yeah.
we go indie, and that's what we do. So I don't know what DSP. I'm glad DSP did that, but not like I did that.
DSLR? I mean, I don't even
know what they're saying.
Yeah.
All right,
talking tech.
everybody, Mega64 at PAX East. Come visit us. We're coming at the end of, we're visiting I don't want to get it mixed up with our first bit. We're going to be there
We're
March
arriving.
21st through the 24th at Boston, PAX East. We'll be at the show, on the show floor. We got a booth on the show floor the whole weekend. We got a panel Friday night. Stay tuned for more info. Follow us on all the socials, and you'll be glad you did. You're going to get updates. But come visit us at PAX East at the end of this month. You'll be glad you did. All right. Welcome to
Welcome.
the Mega64 podcast.
Welcome us.
Oh.
Welcome everyone.
Wow.
This is the special cinematic episode because I think a week from tonight is Oscar.
Oh, I got Oscar buzz.
We got
I
Oscar
the
fever.
here.
You got it too,
Here's
dude.
the thing: is I got an invite this
I think you
year
gave
to
it to me.
go to the Oscars.
You did.
Wow.
I didn't want to
Wow.
tell you guys until the show, but I got
Because
an
Rocco
invite.
got pretty close last year.
No, I could be in the theater.
But you're talking like you would
I
hear
know
the
someone
slap.
who's
Yeah.
a producer,
Wow.
and I'm not gonna say what movie, but they were like, if you want to come to the Oscars, you can come.
Yeah.
And I said I couldn't leave my fans.
Oh,
And I
because
couldn't
it's a
miss
Sunday
the
night.
podcast. It's a Sunday night. So I will be here because that's how loyal I am. I could be in the theater with fucking Spielberg himself. But I said,
Does he go? Does he
I don't think
attend?
so.
Damn.
yeah. Oh, he's there.
He's there?
He's going to be there. He
He's
was going
going
to be
this.
at.
He's going this year because he directed Oppenheimer or what is it? Barbie. I don't know.
Some of
He
those.
did one of those.
Yeah.
things.
So
Couple, I
just
think.
know when you
Both.
watch the Oscars, think Shawn could be here, but he's not.
But yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to be here personally.
That's
I'm going to be
honorable.
watching it at home, but
I guess you could pretty much watch anything and just go, Shawn could be there.
Yeah.
You could say
you
that.
can say that about anything.
Literally anything.
But I'm excited for it. I'm just excited for movies in general. I have a whole bunch to get to this week. I saw. Not only did I see Dune 2. Well, let's just back up and say this is going to be a really fun episode for one of us.
Yeah.
And I want everyone at home to try to figure out who it's going to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Saw Dune 2. Who else saw Dune 2?
Oh, I'm here,
All right.
baby.
I,
Right here.
I didn't see that yet.
Me and Garrett,
Shawn, you
huge.
That was mandatory weekend viewing.
You
Dune
never
2.
said this until now. That was
Huge
not told.
Dune 2
Common sense.
discussion. Huge Dune 2 discussion. Wait, Kevin, you saw it, right?
Kevin's on board.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it.
I asked as if he wasn't next to me in the theater.
Kevin's
we're
here.
going to
man.
get into a big Dune 2 discussion. And
What else? What else?
The big game this
Oh.
week, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Who's playing it?
Oh, I'm playing it.
All right,
Yeah.
me and Garrett are playing it. Huge discussion on
You
that.
You didn't start Rebirth yet?
Okay.
You finished the Yuffie DLC?
I don't know
Oh,
what that means.
Dude, he's so far
right.
behind.
Uh-oh.
So it's going to be a fun episode. But anyway, I went to the Tenet screening, 70 millimeter IMAX.
yeah.
I went to that. A lot of cinematic stuff. We got the Oscars next week. We're going to do our Oscar predictions.
Yeah.
So I got the whole outfit. I went to the theater. I got the Dune bucket. I got all kinds of shit in here.
You got shit in there?
What's in there?
I'm trying to get part I didn't use.
Ugh.
Still got popcorn
Oh,
from
God.
last night in there.
He's got Nicole. He's
You
got
just-
AMC, bro. He's
If you
got
watched the bit in the beginning of the episode, that what he just did was real
yo
gross.
AMC cuck over here's got Nicole Kidman panties in that fucking Dune bucket.
Where
What
does
the
it say
fuck?
AMC? I got the whole outfit.
Yeah. Cool.
Shout out AMC Theaters. We're trying to get sponsored by them.
We're trying real hard. It's not working.
AMC Theater. Yeah, well, they saw how much I used this. So them
Yeah.
throw us
You
a
have used it a
buck
lot.
or
You
two.
you brought that into the Regal Theater.
That's
Yes.
That's
Which-
crazy.
Did they didn't refill it for you, right?
They gave me the bag and I said, allow me, and I stepped to the side and dumped the bag.
Oh,
in
you
here.
rude.
So I made
Jesus.
I made it.
Allow
So-
me.
I'm on. By the way, I didn't pay for the popcorn either.
Because you use your points?
I said this before, but
Oh.
I didn't know I'd been I didn't know I'd been accumulating points for like 10 years.
Oh, right.
So I looked in the app and it's like you have free popcorn for like the rest of your life.
Power move, they're saying.
So,
Allow me.
so I'm new. I've said this last week. I'm new to TikTok. I have a TikTok account now and I'm new to making them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
So
good
I
at
stepped
it,
to the
though.
side and I'm transferring popcorn. I'm like, Kevin, do you mind just record this real quick? Okay. And I dumped the popcorn and then I buttered it up. I intentionally put the lid on first and then buttered.
Ew. Ew.
So I recorded that and not knowing what I'd do with it. And then I got home and like, oh, I can make a TikTok out of that. Like, hey, did you know the AMC popcorn bucket is compatible with popcorn from Regal? Try this, whatever. I put it up and then this morning I wake up with all these alerts on my phone. You violated TikTok's policies.
Whoa.
We removed your video. And I look and I have all these other notifications of comments that were like, oh, I saw you on the For You page. I saw you on. So it got featured and then taken down.
Why?
This
And
happens
then-
all the time, I hear. But why?
Yeah. And it was, I violated, you ready for this?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
What
So you would
stretch?
think like, what, is it like a sexual thing? Like, I don't know. People are doing with these things. It was their tobacco, drugs, and alcohol.
But with butter?
I don't know.
What?
So I appealed it,
What?
and then they said, "Oh, yeah, it's not tobacco or drugs." Nope.
What the
But not,
So now it's back up.
but not
It is back
featured
up now.
anymore, though.
I don't know. I am actually not sure.
Maybe it lost its steam.
Damn.
Yeah, I was kind of like,
You had viral steam.
seemed like it was doing okay, but anyway, yeah. Apparently, their flagging system is terrible.
Terrible.
So,
I've heard that. Wow.
anyway, so yeah. But
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into Dune.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into Rebirth.
Yeah.
Sean's got some thrilling
I
fucking sports jersey story.
It's not that. Oh God.
You see how I like sabotaged you? That was fucking rude. I'm sorry. I like threw a spike strip out in front of you when you were running.
Yeah. No, I mean I had a really busy weekend, but
Yeah.
it was
That's
good. It was
we
good.
really kind of pressured Sean before we started. We're like, what do you mean you didn't do the two
The
two
two
major
things.
things?
Yeah, but I don't.
But you said you got so much done this weekend.
Well, I mean, it was volleyball tournaments and dance competitions.
Yep.
And I came straight from a dance competition.
and those memories are going to be far more valuable.
And I yelled
in the
at
long
no
run.
one for the record at this one.
You didn't yell at anyone at the dance
No
competition?
yelling necessary. I
You know
just
why?
sat there. Why? You're scared of me.
No.
Oh.
I think your recent hobby of exercise has now
Oh yeah.
it's vented the anger that's built up inside you, and I
So
think
lifting weights has made it so
you're more calm.
Okay. Well, that's probably true. Also, no one got in my way during my kids' dance.
I've been feeling a lot more chill too. I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because he buttered up at AMC.
Yeah, I got the power of Shai Halud. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Anyway, is that it, Shawn? Is that all your stories for the week? We good?
Yeah, we get started.
We good to
Yeah,
move
no, please,
on
go
from
ahead.
that? Okay.
Uh-huh.
No, anyway, we will distribute everything in this podcast properly. So
Sure.
I'm going to tell you a couple things. And then Shawn, if you got some Jersey stuff to talk about, then we'll get to that.
Even that exciting,
Good
but
time.
sure, yeah, you got it.
But I do want to disperse correctly.
Okay.
I want to give a coffee update, a caffeine update.
Oh,
if it were,
that I actually am interested in. I
Yeah,
did.
We'll get to it. I'm
didn't-
teasing it. I'm
we
teasing
we
it.
didn't talk about it after we recorded, but I did feel a little bad about the coffee talk we had.
Oh,
with
I
you.
loved that segment.
Okay.
I did too. So
Yeah.
I did too.
But you're
Why
right,
you feel bad?
Because I was like, oh, we shouldn't have just. We shouldn't have.
Oh,
just.
oh no. If you care about me,
I
you
do.
know, you
But
gotta-
if I cared about you, I should say it not on the air. I should say it privately to
it's
you.
even, it means even more on the air because there's an accountability there now.
All
Yeah.
right, fair enough. All right.
I got the fan
Um,
base tweeting at me. Anyway, we'll get to it.
yeah. Well, so real quick, I'm just gonna say, real fast, doing this movie stuff. I was at Universal this week, because I had heard. So they reran Tenet in theaters last week.
Yeah.
That movie got put out during the worst possible time. I will say that was one of the worst movie releases ever.
Yeah.
Because, when Christopher Nolan puts out a movie, it's what's this going to be? It's a big blockbuster thing. And they thought that would be the one that brought people back in 2020, which it's so funny because I remember
That's
around
not
the
the
same
one.
time, if you remember, I remember going to the drive-in around that same time they put out Bill and Ted, the new Bill and Ted, the third one.
yeah.
And I remember seeing that, and I'm not even going to say it was good necessarily. It was kind of a direct-to-video movie, but what was did you saw it, right? Didn't we all
The new
talk
Bill and
about it?
Ted's?
Yeah. You
Oh, I
guys
never saw it.
I
no.
streamed it.
No, I never saw it.
Right? It was a direct-to-video movie.
Yeah.
But even that, I remember when it was over going, that wasn't great. But like that, this is the movie like we need right now kind of thing. You know what I mean? It was about them just trying to like get their shit together so they could play music with everyone all over the world. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
was like, you just wanted to like, COVID was not over and you just wanted to like see something like that made you feel good.
Yeah.
Tenet was like this overly complicated like mess. And then it was like, no, and then you have to go to a
Heavy.
theater.
Heavy.
Aren't you ready to
science
go to a
fiction.
theater? It's June 2020. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Was it only June 2020 they released that?
I think it was originally that, and then it got pushed to September, thinking, oh, that'll be fine, and it
Mm.
was still not fine.
Mm.
I think that's what it was.
It's weird to me, like looking at pictures now, like in my memories, and it's like, me and the kids wearing masks, whatever. I'm like, oh, this was in like 2021 of like September.
Mhm.
Like this shit never fucking ended.
Mhm.
It was terrible. Thank God that.
That's
shit.
why we keep going. Like, oh, what? How is it already this day? Oh, this was 4 years ago. How could it be? Because we wrote off like 2 years.
Yeah.
Like
2
they
years
just
are a
we like
wash.
threw them away. I was
Yeah.
just like fucking sitting around like
They're a blur.
Yeah.
But yeah, so worst movie release ever. So now it's like, yo, you know what? Oppenheimer was such a big hit with the IMAX 2 and all that stuff. Like, give Tenet that again, And so they did. And I heard it was going to play in IMAX, but also IMAX 70 millimeter, which that was the big thing that
Ooh,
got all
yeah.
this hype for Oppenheimer is that we're playing in IMAX, but certain theaters can play IMAX, not digitally, but with the 70 millimeter IMAX film, which is like fucking that wide. Like it's like as big as a
Dang.
fucking hubcap. And so they were doing it for Tenet. They made these prints for Tenet and like
Never used
no
them.
one played them. I mean, that
Yeah.
just did not happen.
Right.
So, and they're in the US, there are only 19 theaters that can even do it.
Wow.
And I had heard that one of them or two of them are in LA.
Mm.
One's the Chinese theater and one is at Universal Studios. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'll go up there and see it that way. It'll be such a rare thing.
Yeah.
Dude, the second that thing went on sale, it was almost like totally booked everywhere.
Really?
Because again, there's so few screenings that way that I checked right when they went up and it was like, oh my God, like a 3 p.m. showing on a Wednesday is almost like there's almost no seats. This is
Wow.
insane.
For Tenet.
For Tenet in the middle of the day on a
That's
weekday.
crazy.
weird.
Because they were only doing 2 showings a
That
day.
many Nolan heads.
Yeah.
And there's just that few of that type of showing. So
Mhm.
I went and I almost hung at Universal Studios for a minute. First, hadn't been to Nintendo Land for a while. Got the Bowser plate that I accidentally threw away.
good.
When I-
That Bowser plate
That
is the
wa-
best thing.
when I made the
Curry.
cheese biscuits and accidentally tossed it, I got
Yeah.
it back.
Good.
But yeah, went to see the movie, and now I wish I almost hadn't
Uh-oh.
because I'd never seen a fucking movie that big, that crisp, It was the parts that were shot in the with that. I mean, other people have shot IMAX, and people do that all the time. But
Okay.
he shoots it on the film thing, and then the film print we watched was just from the negative of that.
Right.
So it was the highest quality you could project something that I think have ever invented.
Right.
So it cuts when it opens. It cuts to a guy, conductor, orchestra, with the whatever they're about to start a show.
Mhm.
And when it cut to that guy, I literally went, "Holy shit!" Oh, sorry.
It looks that good.
It was so crisp that now I'm going to be chasing that dragon forever.
No.
So if Christopher Nolan ever does another movie, I hope he doesn't at
You're
this
going
point.
back up.
Now it's going to be like, okay, when does it go on sale at Universal? Okay, like I'm going to
That
have to see it
good.
that way again. Oh, it was so gigantic, and then it didn't. Normally, if something's that big, it shouldn't be as crisp as if you
Yeah.
saw it on an awesome 4K TV like right here. It was so fucking good.
Dang.
Did you recognize
and loud.
any other film buffs in the Universal theater? Like, was Lights, Camera, Jackson there? Or?
LCJ was not there.
Oh, okay.
I was recognized like 5 times.
Really?
Because I cosplayed to the movie. I thought it would
oh
be
yeah,
I
did
thought it would
see
be
that.
funny to dress up for Tenet of all movies. Like, why?
Especially now.
Yeah,
good. It was a good
It's like an
costume.
oxygen mask with the suit, and then I walked backward. I was like going backwards
Yeah.
and stuff. So I thought it'd be fun to do that. And then I had like 4 or 5 different people come up to me. I was flattered because two people said almost the same thing.
Okay.
They said, I saw someone dressed up like Tenet and walking backwards, and I thought, someone literally said this. They said, I thought that looked like a Mega64 thing. And then I got closer and I was like, oh no, that's just the guy from
That's the guy from Mega
64.
64.
I was like, that was flattering. Thank you. That
That's
was
just
the
him
most
being an
flattering
idiot.
thing anyone had ever said to me.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, so there were a few people there's a few people there that I see actually at a lot of screenings in LA when they're really niche things like that. Like when Avatar came back.
Oh yeah, like
there were people I recognized
release.
from that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was fun. But anyway, yeah, it was really cool. Anyway, if you could see a movie, if you are near a theater that does IMAX 70 millimeter, I'm sure you've already heard about that from other people, but I had never seen that.
Is it way
personally.
more
It's
expensive?
only 19 of them.
I mean, it was IMAX prices. It was, maybe 20, 25.
Yeah,
that
alright.
theater in general is a little more expensive. It's outside of Universal Studios
Yeah,
right
I don't
there.
know where that one is. Is it in the
City Walk.
It's in
Right
City
outside.
Walk.
Yeah,
City
yeah.
Walk.
By the Godzilla thing? Not Godzilla. King Kong?
Yeah, a little past. It's like at the other end.
Okay.
But
All right.
it's the tallest screen in LA, I found out.
Oh.
The widest is Chinese theater. That one can do widescreen, but this, again, for those IMAX segments, it was actually like a big square. It's not wide. It's like, normally it is shown wide, but they actually fill the top and bottom too. So it's like just kind of a giant square
Damn.
if you're getting like the pure IMAX thing,
And
so
that screen's
they
like
just open up the
curved.
mat completely. What's that?
It's curved, that screen, or is it
no,
just
no, it
giant?
actually was just pretty,
Okay.
just giant. Yeah. The curved screen you see more at like a science center.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ruben
yeah,
H.
yeah.
But
Fleet.
some places have that.
We
yeah.
have that here. Yeah.
But anyway, it was really, really cool. But it's getting replaced this week with Dune 2, and that was getting shown in that format. That's getting the 70 millimeter IMAX.
Oh,
thing
you're
too.
spoiled.
So we saw it in IMAX here in San Diego, and
saw it in
the whole
regular
time I'm
Max.
going, yeah, but what would this look like on that screen? Again, I'm chasing that dragon.
I wonder, I haven't seen Dune 2 yet. Is there like a recap or some shit? Or I don't really remember. I mean, I kind of remember.
The movie starts with previously on Dune.
Yeah.
Honestly,
That's the Shai Halud. Get
Okay.
that worm away from me.
Yeah, you're making fun, but I have to watch 10,000 trailers. If
I
one
know.
could be like, hey, just so you know,
I
on
know.
Dune, it's going to be this. And they kind of just recap.
Well,
you like,
YouTube is great for that.
oh, sure. But I'm already in the theater,
Well, let me tell you,
get
Shawn.
YouTube on your phone during the fucking movie. At least
Oh,
Marissa
yeah.
Menuno or whatever is doing her
Yeah.
fucking trivia.
Marissa Menuno. I literally watched the first movie again right before, like I'm about to head out
Oh,
and
shit.
credits. I'm leaving. Okay, yeah.
Wow.
And literally went
Because
before
I
that.
watched it once on a plane
Yeah.
like 3 years ago. So I
Oh,
probably,
really?
yeah, I don't have, yeah. What's the opposite of 70 millimeter IMAX? That's what I did. I did that.
Didn't you watch Tenet that way too?
I did.
What? Oh, what
I
a
did.
fucking crime.
Well, I liked it. What's the problem?
Well,
David Lynch doesn't need to know about it. Don't tell him.
Hey,
I won't tell him.
I said this before, but David Lynch, when he put out that last Twin Peaks, corrected himself.
He did.
said, hey, we're in a different world now. Watch it on your iPad, watch it on your phone. All I ask, compromise with me. Wear headphones.
Okay.
Don't just play it on the speaker in an airport. And I was like,
Well,
okay,
that seems
that's
reasonable.
good.
And I did have the Apple
noise
AirPods
canceling?
and
Yeah.
noise canceling.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I was in it. I was
Spatial
So there you
surround sound.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I did all of
okay.
that.
But yeah, Dune 2 starts right where 1 ends. I mean, it is like,
Okay.
It
So
scared
I
me.
I should.
It does the same thing the first movie does, where it starts with
totally.
it's like some alien language, and it fucking startled me because I thought we were getting more trailers, and then
And there's
this
so
thing's
much
loud
bass
as
in that
fuck.
voice. It hits the brown note. It's like,
And then I'm like, oh shit, it's starting.
How long
I
is it?
literally said that
Is
out
it
loud.
long?
well, the first one is 2.5.
Yeah.
And I think, I want to say this was the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And now,
This, and I'll just say to the length of it, I said this before. I have left every movie in the last 2 years. Just like, even movies I loved, could have trimmed that down, could have made that shorter. This is the first one I've seen in a long time where it was that long. And I was actually many scenes going, don't end here. Don't end here.
Yeah,
oh, they're going to
yeah.
end it. They're going to end it. Oh, thank fuck. They're not going to. The whole time I was actually going, you could keep going. You could. I didn't want it to stop.
is there a part 3 they're making, or is this the end of the story?
So this is they did the book. Dune is,
This is the end of Dune. the
that's
book.
it.
Right.
It's still, and I don't want to do any spoilers tonight, whatever, but it still lends itself to another thing.
Because
There are more books.
There's like 11 books.
Yeah,
or
there's
something.
a lot.
But the director Denis said this a while ago. He's like, if 2 goes well and everything goes good with that, I want to do Dune Messiah, which is the next book or whatever. He's like, but I feel like that I have ideas for that, but that would wrap it up. That would be like the conclusion. So I have
For them.
for him doing the movies.
For him.
Right.
He's like, I don't know if anything else will ever happen, but in my mind, that is the conclusion of the story. Like I don't have
Okay.
anything past that. So this one does end feeling definitely like, well,
Hope there's more.
you should do that. I don't know past that, but
Okay.
but this ends the Dune book.
Yeah. Well, go ahead. I'm ready. Talk about it.
You ready to
Yeah.
well,
hear
I-
all about Arrakis?
I
huh?
was gonna say though to what you were saying about recap.
Yeah.
So I watched the movie right ahead of time, but
Mhm.
that would have been. I don't think if you're dividing your movie into part 1 and 2,
Yeah.
I don't think it's that outlandish to just include that.
I don't think
Just
so.
do it. When I did see Tenet right before it started, they actually did, because it was all Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
They did say, before Tenet, here's a first look at Dune 2. We're actually going to play part of the movie in IMAX 70 millimeter. So I got to see some of it that
Oh
way.
wow!
But it was kind of like a scene kind of later in the movie. I was
Oh,
like,
why
I
did you
don't
do that?
really want to watch this right
Yeah.
now.
That's
Oh, that's weird.
So I kind of wasn't totally looking at it. But if they could do something like that, why can't you just do, before we begin Dune 2, a look back at what happened in Dune 1?
Yeah.
Da, 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 da,
You know.
da. Because what I was going to say was, we'll get to gamer shit later in the episode, but Final Fantasy VII Rebirth,
Great
Shawn,
job.
they handle it perfect. There's the main menu, new game, continue, options. Previously in Final Fantasy
Yeah.
VII, you
The
hit
story
that.
so far.
Cloud, a soldier from long
Yeah.
ago. Da 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 da. It went through the whole
They
thing.
did that with God of War. With
Yeah.
the new one, they went
Yeah,
to
it
the
was
cave
good.
panned over. And here's the thing is, I played it or I watched it or whatever, but
Yeah.
I have a bad memory.
With that game, yeah, you watch it. But yeah, I'm the same way.
Oh, you know what I just realized?
Huh.
Somebody just brought it up in the chat. Evangelion did it. Shawn, the final
Yeah.
Evangelion movie. It literally,
Previously.
Misato goes previously on Evangelion. And remember it recapped all the
All
movies.
3 movies. Yeah,
I
rebuilds.
forgot a movie actually did that. Ava once again, the greatest.
I
That's
just,
Anno for you.
I just feel like people
We
with
need that.
memories like me, I will remember it. If you just show me little clips like, oh, this, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's all I need, you
Mhm,
know.
mhm.
But I will watch. But now here's the thing: is like I wanted to see Dune 2,
Yeah.
but I'm like, well, I don't have time to let alone go to the theater. But now I have to watch the first one again,
Yeah.
and then
you
I'll
don't
go
have to. You just
yeah, but I want to.
you just go in and enjoy it.
I, just
think-
feel like I'm not going to enjoy it as much, you know.
I will say, I do think it hits a little harder if you watch.
Yeah, no, I figured. So
Watch the first one.
I just know I will have to find the time to watch the first one, and then hopefully by the time that happens, I'll. And yeah, they're saying on the chat I could watch a YouTube recap, which I could,
Totally.
but also.
I like that movie. I ended up watching it a lot since it's been out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Dune 1. I have a 4K of it, so I think I've popped that in maybe 2 or 3 times since
Yeah.
I've got just the home version.
Yeah.
So I went in pretty up to snuff.
Yeah.
But Rocco is doing something else, like
Oh well.
going in right after
Well,
the
let me say
credits.
now.
and then
If now I'm gonna dog on someone else.
Oh.
Someone else who fucking gamed the system, and it pisses me off.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he already knows because
Oh, it's
the-
Kevin.
Kevin's always,
like the
he's always
Joker.
gaining the system.
Because guess what?
What?
Kevin did his classic thing
What?
where he didn't watch it until, okay, all right, and I'm done. All right, let's go see the movie. I'm like, you don't get to see it for the first time. You have to suffer like us.
Hour
He watched
before?
this is what still pisses me off. He watched the third Evangelion movie for the first time, like the night before the fourth one. We had to wait
That's how he
9
does it.
years.
That's
was
how he
an
does
hour.
it.
It was an hour before the.
I'm afraid
hour
it's
Are
been
you
before.
joking?
I waited an hour
9 years.
between the last 2 movies.
Jesus, Kevin.
We had to wait 9 years. He waited 65 minutes.
That sucks.
Are you
not fair.
joking?
That's he's doing it right.
He figured it out. He kind of did.
He's gaming the system.
But I was happy because again, it ends in a way where you are kind of going, they're gonna do a third one, right? They're gonna do a third one. And again, Kevin and Rachel had just seen the second one or the first one, saw this one, and then Rachel immediately went, "There's gonna be a third one? Wait, we have to wait for that?" I'm like, now
Oh,
you suffer
you
like
fucker.
us. We got you.
Now the anticipation and the building and the waiting.
When I
happens.
showed the kids and Jenny Severance for the first time,
yeah.
it ended, and Emma was like, legitimately, I'm mad at you for showing me this. Why didn't you show me this like before this?
There's no
why,
more?
Yeah.
Why did you do this to me?
Yeah.
So some people want to just wait.
That's what it was like every week. You wait for your new show to come on.
That's what I was trying to tell them. With Lost, a
and
lot
that
of times,
made the show better.
when I
There's
watched-
something to that.
when I watched it with them, they were a lot of times like, "Hey, you can stay for one more episode. We can watch one more." I'm like, "Okay, fine," but like, because it was such a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, we had to wait sometimes months.
Oh my
Mm.
God.
Oh.
For a new season.
The talk around Severance season 2 is so feverish now. Like, is it ever going to happen? What's going to happen? Where is that? Whatever. Hear me out. I want it to be amazing, but I kind of think it'd be funny if it was like the worst season ever because it's become like mythic a little bit. Oh, they're gonna do. That I'm kind of like. I
gonna
would
be
laugh
like
pretty hard if
Heroes.
It was like that was maybe the worst season of TV I've ever
Well,
seen.
that's-
Like that would be funny.
Didn't that happen to that Heroes show? It came out. And
Yeah,
then
I mean,
finally
people
it was,
weren't waiting for years on that.
No,
so but yeah, it was like, dude, Lost has been dragging its feet. They're not answering anything. Heroes does. Heroes is like a better Lost.
Yeah.
Everyone said that, and then season 2 came out, and it was like, I got fucked. This was the worst season of TV I've ever seen.
I saw the entire series of Heroes, and
Oh.
season 2 was like Oscar quality compared to the last season. That last
Oh,
season
really?
was
maybe that's what it was. It was season
no,
3.
no. Season 2 also sucked.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Shit.
Season 1 I didn't really love either, to be honest with you, but that's not the point. But Severance, we were saying, Rocco and I were saying that it's such a cliffhanger when it ended that really was like, if you never bring it back, I'm happy.
Yeah, I thought it ended
fucking
cool.
crazy.
It
Yeah,
was
I thought
her
it
on
was
stage
cool.
giving a speech,
Yeah,
and then
right?
it
Yeah.
switches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was it was so like in
It's
the
a good
middle of a
ending.
sentence that ended. It's like, well, if
It's
you
a
just
good
never
ending.
came back, that'd be fine too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway,
If even if this say doesn't do well, which I think I really enjoyed Dune Part 2, so I
Yeah.
would think it would do well. But even
Everyone's
if it
talking
doesn't,
about
and
it.
we don't get a third movie that Denny gets to direct, I think there's a series, like a spin-off series about the Bene
apparently they're
Gesserit.
talking about that. Something like that they want to do for maybe like Max or something.
And did I also hear that Leah Seydoux was gonna like star in that?
I don't know. I don't know
Oh.
anything about it, but that would make a lot of sense.
That would tie into there's like a scene in the movie with her that's like,
Yeah.
wow, you're in one scene.
Yeah, I was gonna say
She
she's
got
not
more-
in- she's
more-
not- Oh, is it?
More screen time than Anna Taylor-Joy, but still
Yeah.
like barely in it.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, I mean really what else can I have like kind of no notes about this movie. I mean, really it was like holy shit. Like
Yeah.
I left with creepy feelings. Like it ended and I was like, oh, that was I feel dirty leaving that.
Really?
There was there was an eerie sort of it was prescient in ways that I was not expecting. It felt like I don't know. It was I left with very dark feelings.
Interesting.
Wow.
And
The shadow of Shai Hulud rests upon your shoulders.
it was every scene. What was really incredible to me was every scene had something that was actually like the material was dorky and not cool. If you really probably wrote it down on a piece of paper, was probably dorky and not cool. And somehow every scene when it's up on the screen, I'm going,
It's beautiful.
He made that the fucking coolest thing I've ever seen.
It's artistically like stylized.
Yeah. Every scene had something like that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, they're fighting under the black sun and it looks you can't even see color here, and there's weird dressed up dudes, and there's all these things should be like kind of dorky and lame. And complete opposite. I'm looking at this just like, oh my God, I want to find like the artwork of these guys. I want to like see how they designed this. Every design was like incredible.
He does this like thing that David Lynch couldn't grasp and didn't accomplish at all with his Dune. Because everything in the Lynch Dune 1984 just looks dorky and off-colored and standing out, and like it's got its charm for that. And
yeah, I still haven't seen that the David Lynch.
oh
one. I
really?
was
Oh,
waiting.
okay. Well, it's just
I'll
interesting
watch it
how
soon.
like, you know, he makes the artistic choice, like the Harkonnens all have red hair. So like Sting and like the Baron and like everyone has red hair, and it sticks out where it's like the color palette that Denny uses in certain scenes. It's like black and white here, or gray and black and blue, and like it's got this like artistic touch to it that guy like nails.
Yeah, every costume.
Oh
would make you go wow,
and simplistic.
Oh wow, yeah. But even Florence Pugh is kind of a new character in this, and she has all these dresses, and each one just looks like a different Final Fantasy boss or something. Like it's just like, damn, wow. If that doesn't win the costume Oscar for next year, I don't. What could win?
That should be up there. With
like
that.
what could win? But I do want to watch the David Lynch one. I just waited because these new movies came out, and I'm like, well, let me just see these.
They kind of cover the same.
Yeah.
Lynch one goes a lot further than that first one did, and then now Denny's like all caught up.
Yeah, so that's what I was waiting for. I will watch it.
I gotta agree with Stilgar though. I think the Muad'Dib is the Isa al-Kaib. I'm with him, buddy.
Now, Shawn, you have any kind of input on that? Or?
On that?
Yeah, if the Muad'Dib
Specifically
is
that, I know
the
you haven't
Isa
seen it,
al-Kaib.
I don't know.
Are you with the fundamentalists? Or are you
I-
going with Stilgar, or are you kind of like a Channy supporter?
I don't agree with Garrett. Whatever he said, I don't agree with.
Oh, okay, I probably wouldn't have said that.
All right.
on the
No,
podcast.
sorry, I'm gonna die on that hill.
That
Yikes. Okay.
Hassad Hatteract hasn't been seen yet, but you're about to see.
Again, whatever you're saying, I disagree.
there were like 3 terms. A lot of the terms I learned. Like I've looked them
It's
up
got
enough that
this
I'm like,
Avatar
oh, cool.
like
Yeah. Yes, exactly. I love that.
world building.
Love that.
Yeah.
But there were like 3 names that were continually used and being cycled through that I'm like, oh, I actually have lost track of those. The like 3 things they were calling him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I should have wrote those down. The rest I was fine with.
I kept asking Trish stuff
Yeah.
because she's read all the books
Yeah.
multiple times and listened to the audiobooks too. So it was like real fresh in her head. I'm like, wait, this word and this word and this, it's like, it's all the same thing. It's like, that's the one group, their word for it is this. The other group, their word for the prophecy is this.
I'm fucked.
And this guy, his word for the thing, the name he picked is Muad'Dib.
Yeah.
Means like a kangaroo mouse, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah.
But this movie was a lot more like hanging out with the Fremen, hanging out with my space Muslims, learning about the culture.
I don't know what you're talking.
That's what the movie's about, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
It was the first movie like sets up the world and the science fiction and these great civilizations that are kind of like almost looked at as different races because they're so different. And then the second one is like, okay, now we are like hanging out with the main character and learning. Well, he's like learning about this culture on that planet. And most of it was just like, yeah, let's learn the ways of the Fremen. Let's ride worms and drink sacred life water.
This doesn't sound very good.
It's so good,
think
Shawn.
I think Garrett has unsold me a ticket.
So good. Ah.
Yeah, I think tell Zendaya that it's Garrett's.
But
fault.
I don't know. I'm like I can't decide which of the two I like more.
One or two?
Yeah.
Oh, two, not even close for me.
You like two a lot more.
One to me was setting it all up.
Yeah,
And I felt like
I feel that way too.
Two, it was just this world in motion.
And I was so interested in every way their world works.
Yeah.
Seeing you got a glimpse of a Siege in the first movie, and now the Fremen are kind of like teaching Paul all the way, and then everything with his mom. Oh, fuck.
One,
pretty dope.
it was cool seeing that world and just existing in it, but I was kind of like, what are we really getting at though?
Mhm,
Like he's
mhm.
he's having weird visions and things like that, but what are we getting at? And then part two is, this is what we were getting at. Yikes. And that to me was, I felt like even just the directorial stuff was, took a lot more risks in this one. There were, again, just every shot I just felt like was something I wanted to like talk to somebody about. I was just
Mhm.
like, oh my God, like, how are you pulling this off? And it's so funny. I kept seeing online, people were like, this was how far this movie went. And how did they do that on 190 million? I mean, compared to all these other movies, and I'm like, it's so funny that we just act like that's not a ton.
That's
an
insane.
amount of money.
Like, but all these other movies have been
Insane.
like, oh, this one is 300 million.
Indiana
It's just
Jones
like,
being $350 million. I mean, like
which man, you see that and then this, and you're just like, okay, someone stole a lot of money.
that.
I mean, Indiana
What
Jones, he's like
happened?
looking for a thing in a neighborhood.
It was Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
They had to pay his salary.
That was what was incredible too. You keep hearing about the Emperor.
Yeah.
Like, who's that going to be? Fucking Christopher Walken, and it's
So good
just,
cast.
Yeah, that was
Such good casting. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a lot to report beyond that. Just that was a ride. That was really awesome.
I love everything having to do with the Bene Gesserit like storyline.
Yeah,
Like, going on.
yeah. That
They're-
was super creepy.
all their scheming across the galaxy, it
Yeah.
seems, to produce this chosen one. or
It just
something.
felt truly like there was some wicked shit.
They're
happening,
space
and
witches, Shawn.
Yeah, it really came to be.
Okay. They're space witches, and
Space
they do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah. So anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. I thought it was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Why did it
was.
come out now? Why is it not like a summer, like Memorial Day?
It was supposed to be a November movie,
Mm.
and then the strike or whatever.
Oh, it was delayed for that?
Yeah.
Oh,
This was
okay.
supposed to be a Thanksgiving movie.
Just they delayed it because no one could do promotion and shit like that.
It was a million things, and then it was like, do we even have a roster of movies for next year? Like at this point, like we got to space
hold on
this
to
out.
this. Yeah.
Oh.
So then it got pushed to.
Yeah, because I don't know what movies, like big movies, are coming out this year. I'm like, it keeps saying like Toy Story 5. It's like, okay.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Fucking-
I think
I've just
Inside
been
Out
waiting
2.
on
That's what it
this.
is.
Inside Out 2. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Like, I mean, I don't like.
Not really rushing out for that.
Yeah, I'm good. Like, but like movie, like you have to. Like, I feel like this is a movie. As someone who watched the first one on an airplane, you probably should watch this one in the theaters. So
yeah.
I'm
You
gonna
know-
go see this again in a theater.
I
think.
would. Yeah.
I think I'll see it again.
I keep hearing that the Alamo Draft House has a Dune menu
Ooh.
where they have like spice, popcorn.
Oh no! Oh
They do, with a little bit of that spice. Everybody's got blue eyes by the end of the screening.
yeah.
Oh.
It's good for you.
No, but anyway, yeah, I do want to see it again. I would. This definitely one more at least.
Yeah.
For this. Yeah, but as for other stuff,
I saw it in the like perfect. Just before we move on from Dune, I saw
Yeah.
it in the perfect setting.
Oh yeah.
It was opening night.
Oh, so you
It
did.
just
you did soak up-
happened.
Soaked up the
yeah,
hype.
it happened. Soaked up the hype. It happened to come out on a Friday, which is like usually I take Trish to the movies. We get dinner. It's a very easy date night.
Okay.
But it was an empty theater. I saw an opening
Really?
movie on opening night.
Yeah.
Sat just in the middle of an open. It was one of the bigger screens where you know where I go, Rocco.
Yeah.
It was playing every hour.
Yeah.
So we
Oh.
went down there, we ate when we were done eating, we just walked into the next showtime. We didn't even
Yeah.
like really plan much.
Yeah.
And I guess it was just an odd showtime because everyone was going either
That
later that night
Yeah.
and we were alone. So like
That's awesome.
seriously, some stuff during the movie, I'm like, oh yeah. I'm leaning over and talking to her like, what was this? She's like, oh no, it's different than the book. I'm
But
like,
no one's
okay.
around. So you can
But
just
no
do
one's
that.
around, so it was like,
Wow.
That's cool.
awesome.
That's actually really cool. We wanted to see it in IMAX, and so we went further out. And but we went. It's so funny because we were booking it, and it's like, damn, they're all like pretty picked over.
Really?
But there was a later showing, literally almost 11 p.m.
Oh shit.
It was like, well, there's no one in this theater.
Gonna get out at
Let's
1.
see that. I'll be up that late anyway. I don't give a shit. You guys want to go? Okay. So we went, and it's so funny because I talked to so many people the past couple of days that, friends of ours that were like, what are your plans for Dune? Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, we're going. Okay, yeah, we'll join you. When is it? 11 p.m. to Friday. You know what? I'm gonna be,
Fuck that.
I'm gonna actually stay home for that. But it was fine. Up that late anyway. But
When'd
it's
you get
funny.
out?
2:30.
Fuck. No.
Yeah. Something like that.
Dude.
But anyway,
I would have been like Killers of the Flower Moon mad when I left that theater. Like, it's so fucking late. I don't want to be
didn't want it
here.
to end. It was seriously like,
It was
oh my
good. It
God,
was
don't
really
end.
good.
But somebody in the chat bringing up coming out of the theater as the sun is rising actually did that when
Oh my God.
when that Spider-Man movie came out, that last one, Far From Home.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That was one for some reason when that came out, the theater that we like and all the other ones too. We're just doing all like, hey, we're just gonna
All
show it all
night?
night. We're gonna do screenings the whole night. And so Ryan was flying in, was like, damn, I want to see it opening night, but I'm getting in too late. And I'm like, well, how late are you getting in? I mean, it's gonna be past midnight. I'm like, there's like a 2 or 3 a.m. showing.
Oh my God.
And we went to it, and it was so funny. We went, it was
Holy
us and one burnout guy down there. It was like, why did they bother doing this? Like,
the employees are probably so pissed.
and then it ended, and we walked out, and the sun was out. And it was like, well,
Oh,
I've
that's
never had that experience.
wild.
Wow.
Good morning.
I can't imagine.
It was fun. I don't know. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, that IMAX screening, it ended up being full. Like people
Damn.
did go.
The 11 o'clock one was full.
Yeah. It was,
Wow.
there's not as many IMAX showings. I think if we didn't go to IMAX, we would have gone to that theater, Garrett, and it probably would have been the same.
Yeah.
thing.
See, I want to see it in IMAX because that was just
Yeah.
a regular. It was just a max screening. So I'd like to see it.
Just an eye screening.
Yeah.
But it
That's when
was
you watch it on the phone.
it was big, obviously, but that was, I mean, when I saw that Tenet thing, it was so fucking loud.
Yeah.
Somehow this was louder. I
Wow.
don't, it was
Wow.
the Dune, oh my God, Dune shit was like, it was fucking deafening.
The
And,
soundtracks are great too.
Oh my God.
Yeah. All that throat singing. And
When they used the voice, I felt like I was getting punched.
Dang.
Mm-mm. That was actually the hardest part. There were explosions and other things. Sure, loud. What Kevin said is
Worms?
right. When they used the voice,
the voice.
when it would do that, it was
The
like,
best.
stop.
I think
stop
that those
doing
are my
that.
favorite moments of the movie.
Yeah,
Is Paul uses it at one point.
Yeah.
You kind of waiting for that.
yeah.
Oh, and you're just like, I almost stood up in that theater like, yeah, okay. Like now we're talking.
Yeah, that shit punched through the wall
Yeah.
when they would use that. It
I
was
saw
like,
this
okay.
thing. I don't know if it was real, but Dune in 4DX, and it was like they were like putting like fog in the room and stuff like that. Like, is that really what they were doing?
Oh, they did fog for the anime we went and saw.
Yeah,
What was
Gurren
that?
Lagann. It was
Gurren
40X.
Lagann,
Yeah, they're doing it for Dune too.
Oh,
So, I was just talking to somebody about like, is that worth going to this one for?
what they say?
No, I mean, I was
no.
trying to decide.
Oh,
40X. It's like a ride, you know.
Avatar, I was like getting tired of it. It was like, all right, we're in hour 3.
But think
and
about the worm, the worm riding would feel so
Yeah,
cool.
that could
in
be
the
cool.
40X chair.
ride a worm IRL. Dude.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I've always wanted to.
I did the top of the show, but
You rode the worm.
but yeah, I think it would be fun to see that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's pretty much all I had to say about Dune. I really enjoyed it.
Dune's the best.
Okay, you're not gonna believe this shit.
Oh yeah.
So, Nike now makes the jerseys
Hmm.
for the MLB. Okay.
The what's the MLB again?
Major League Baseball.
Okay.
Garrett. So all the teams. And so
Gotta-
this is a reason. I mean, this probably lasts like 4 years, and they put the little logo
Who,
on it.
Reebok used to have it, right?
I think it was Majestic. But and that was on the sleeve. Then Nike took over and put it on the chest. Now, most people didn't care. Yankees fans lost their fucking shit over this because they ruined the pinstripes. Who cares? But now, I think it's still Nike, but I think they got phonetics. Someone else is kind of outsourced to do these new jerseys. They are the shittiest quality for the players.
Oh, these are the players' jerseys.
Players. It's Fanatics. Yeah. Okay. So the
and Nike
players,
outsourced it.
So the players walked into the locker room on the first day of spring training, and they were like, "It looks like knockoffs. Like this is like." Because they're used to like stitched. It's iron,
triple stitch.
It should be probably the highest quality you could get with that.
Then,
absolutely.
Like,
this is what I got to show you here. Then they put the fucking pants on, and the pants are see-through.
Oh
So,
my god!
This is like they ordered it off fucking Wish.
What is happening?
The guy's doing his interview, and it's just like this.
I can see his boxers.
So it goes. It's like you can see
the tails of the shirt tucked
through.
in.
That's pathetic.
You can see like what kind of.
Should we show the?
Yeah,
thing?
if you can. Wait, Kevin, you see that?
So
Well, you can't. You can kind of tell.
it's like you order them on Temu.
Yeah. So it looks. So you can see like the logos on their boxers, like when they're playing, like
And the shirt tucked in, and like,
yeah, it looks
oh, that's
so
terrible.
fucking bad, and so they don't know what to do because now they made these jerseys, but it looks like they're knockoffs. It does. It's fucking bizarre. So yeah, that's the jersey controversy. So now they've made all of these jerseys
for every team,
for
and
every team,
player.
but not only that, but they sell those in the team store. So they made it for like all the new jerseys that they've given,
my god!
but they're all fucked.
Crap.
And so they have like tens of thousands of these jerseys. Like, I don't know what to do with it. So now people are saying like, yeah, go to the knockoff sites because you'll get a better jersey there than you will
Jesus.
from buying the legit one. So anyways, that is
Fabletics. Who eats the money on that? Nike or Fabletics?
well, as of right now, they're doing nothing. They're doing nothing about
They're
it.
making the players use the
Yeah, they have to wear them.
gear.
They're wearing them. They're wearing that. They're wearing that shit. So I don't.
That's awful.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do. It's pretty exciting for me as a bystander just to watch this. Like, oh, burn. I'm just like, what the fuck are you
Watch
gonna
this
do?
meltdown.
Yeah. So, anyways, that is the jersey update. And again, when I give these guys baseball news, I try to make it stuff like this, where it's like this is just a funny story in general.
Yeah.
Baseball it's around baseball, but not really. So,
Yeah.
anyways, so there's my baseball update.
Well, I didn't hear the story, but I'll rewatch the podcast next week.
You didn't listen?
We were
No, I was getting email. No, that's crazy. I feel like maybe I'm gonna sound like a whiner here, but there's a lot of industries going on where I just feel like, man, you guys are just kind of doing the minimum.
It is.
I feel like we're at peak minimum right now.
I
if
agree
that
with
makes
you.
sense.
And
Cutting
everyone's
corners,
trying to get
yeah.
away with anything they can and seeing
Yeah.
what they could get away with. And it really is the story of like, I think COVID just did all this. But
yeah, it came out of that where
people are still using that as an excuse, kind
Yeah.
of, where it's like, oh, well, now, like, if you order a 10-piece chicken nugget meal at McDonald's, it's like $13. Like, that is.
Oh yeah.
For like, I'm not getting good food. I'm just trying to get something shitty,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
It's like all this stuff, the jerseys thing, or even go to Costco and
Everyone's trying to
buy
pass
stuff there. And Costco is the one that's like they're kind of good,
Yeah.
but like you buy the granola bars and it's like, okay, it's more expensive, and the granola bar itself is a lot smaller than it used to be, or whatever. Like it's
Yeah.
shrinkflation.
See, I had heard that Wall Street was mad at Costco because they're like the one chain that hasn't like upped their.
Oh, the prices are the same
Yeah.
pretty much. I mean,
yeah,
like,
but they can't stop how somebody makes their stuff though. So it
and
could
if they
still
buy,
be
like,
less.
I mean, this
Yeah.
is such a deep thing. My kids love fruit by the foot. You guys remember
Yeah.
fruit by the foot? To get the Costco box now, it used to be, like $12. I think now it's like $19. I'm like, I'm not getting this anymore. Like, I'm not going to buy
Yeah.
for like fruit by the foot. No.
yeah,
Anyways, but I mean, that's not Costco's price. I don't think they're
Yeah.
not saying the price on that. It's like the company.
That's just inflation all across the
Yeah.
board, made everything go up. So everyone's trying to not lose their ass.
But
and,
it really-
keep
Well,
their bottom line so
I-
they skimp out.
When you brought up the uniform thing, I just thought of the plane that people were on that just lost panels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the door flew off mid-flight. We'll give you guys gift cards.
Yeah, we're not paying for that many
Okay.
inspections.
Like that's what popped into my head. I'm just like, that's what we're doing. Are we going to get rid of those planes? No.
We'll put more bolts in them.
Yeah.
We'll fix it.
We'll pay Larry
fix
to
it.
look harder at it next time.
We'll fix it.
Yeah. You know,
Okay.
in the chat, they're saying burritos are about $10 now. Remember that bit we did a while ago? Like, what's the most you paid for a burrito?
Yeah.
I forget. It was years ago we did that.
Yeah.
Because it's 12 now.
Yeah. I'm curious to know what we said back then. You know, how much were we saying was, I think, maybe 15
Probably
is the
10
max.
would
Yeah.
be crazy. Yeah.
But now it's like, 15 is like, that sounds about right. Like for a burrito, I guess, you know.
Yeah, the one I got one on the way up to LA last week or whatever. It was probably after everything was like 13.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty
And see
normal.
that.
I just remember at one point the burrito that my favorite burrito at the place by my house they had a certain shrimp burrito that was like, that was my treat. And then when it hit 12, I was like, oh, what? Like it went from 9 to 12. This was like 5 years ago. I was like, what? And now it's like, oh, 12? Yeah, great. Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
like that is so beat into me now. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think now at that place it's 14 and I don't even, think about it.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Well,
how much it is.
I'm going to be going to Wendy's at like 3 a.m.
That's not real, right?
So-
I heard that they're
so-
not doing that.
to beat the surge.
That's what I was going to bring up next. It was killing me this last week because that news came out about the Wendy's might do surge pricing
Mhm.
depending on when you buy the food. It may go up or
Yeah.
down. And it's so funny because that was just like a rumor.
Right.
They're
right.
thinking about it.
Dave Thomas, he just said maybe we'll do this.
Wendy's was that one chain that you always had people everywhere going like, hey, I'm Wendy's diehard. Man, don't talk shit on Wendy's. They're good.
Square patties.
Hey, Wendy's, you can't talk shit on Wendy's. I've never seen an idea so bad that just the rumor of it ended that.
Yeah.
It wasn't even, no one even said, hey guys, we're going to do this. It was just floated. And I mean, people across the board, I know, fuck Wendy's. I'll never go to this fucking place.
Bad
Dave
press.
Thomas, go fuck himself. I'll
Bad
never go.
press.
Square patty, shove them up your ass. I'll never go to this
no.
fucking place. They get burned down. I was just like, wow, that was a whisper of a rumor.
Yeah.
Right.
Can't.
But it was that bad.
That's bad press, man.
I mean, listen to Howard Stern show.
Yeah. Oh.
Even they are going like, oh, Wendy's can go fuck themselves. Yeah. I mean, it's like
rotten hell.
I've never seen PR that bad over a. Well, we might try this.
What about this
you know
idea?
what, though? We've, as consumers, as
Yeah.
people, have been fucked
Exactly.
so hard.
It was such a straw that broke the camel's back
Like,
situation.
I will probably in my life never be able to buy a house because no matter what I make is not going to be enough because this world, we've been fucked. And I'm so tired of being fucked and getting my electricity bill and it's $700. I'm not doing surge pricing for my fucking hamburger, Dave Thomas. I'm just tired of being fucked.
So
Stop
where
fucking
it
me.
did come from, somebody brought it up in the chat, where it did come from is they did buy, I think, did they buy the company or just their supply? I don't know, of these digital boards for their prices. And what the company touts is that it does dynamic pricing, like it uses an algorithm to
That's what
change
you
that
could
stuff.
use this
That's
new
what
board
they,
for.
Yeah, that's what they bought.
Right.
And so that it's like, well, why did they buy them? Well, we heard the rumor it's going to be this and this. And that's what set everyone up.
Holy shit.
So
yeah,
maybe
'cause-
they won't use it for that, but it is why else did that was the sales pitch of this device.
If that was an internal memo, you do not want that getting out.
Yeah.
Because look at the mess they're in.
I have a lot of things I could eat other than Wendy's.
Oh,
And
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
I've been
this
in.
isn't like an airline where I only have one of two.
When was the
Right,
last
like-
time you got Wendy? I haven't gotten any years.
Oh, I've gotten it recently and
Yeah.
it was so expensive. It was like, I've done that with a couple fast food chains
Yeah.
recently where I've gone there and I pay. I'm like, I'm not coming back because I'm
Yeah,
feeding
it's
6
not-
people.
And it's not that good.
No, it's not that good. And then when I got to the window, it was like $45. I'm like, I didn't even order like a meal.
like,
I
here's
got
the
just like
thing.
the cheap shit.
Like, here's the thing. Five Guys, we all know.
Oh,
yeah.
you're
Yo,
fucked.
that shit's expensive, but it's fucking Five Guys. You might still do it. You know what I mean? You're on the road. Yo, how amazing would it be to have Five Guys? Okay, so once in a while you might do it. I'm just speaking for myself. Again, with a family, that's a different story,
Sure,
but I'm
sure.
speaking for myself.
Definitely.
I'm not going there often, but when okay, special occasion, yeah, there's Five Guys. Let's go. They offer something. I'm not saying Wendy's is bad, but
No,
that
it's
they are
fine.
not on the echelon. They are not in the upper thing like that or In-N-Out or whatever. At least here in California, other places, may not have those options, but here we do. In California, we have a million options.
Right.
We got
It's like,
rallies.
I'd rather get a fucking poke bowl at that point.
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
God. yeah.
Something that's a little more expensive than Wendy's. Like, I just don't need to do Wendy's.
Yeah.
So that would be really stupid for them to do that.
Yeah, because they're not that good. They're fine.
No,
they're
they're
just fine.
for the lower tier for like, the common fast food you could find anywhere.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're among the best of that category.
Yeah.
But they're not they're not
I'd
worth
say it's the same. It's all in the low tier.
But you know what? This is what I'm
Fast
sick
food.
of, and this is kind of maybe I don't know what it is, but like Wendy's, when I order things off of like I'll get the junior bacon cheeseburger because I like that, you know. But it's like now it's $4 for that, and it's like well you have to eat like at least 2 to be kind of full because they're so small. It's like a slider at this point. It's like I just want to be full for the cheapest amount possible. How
Dude,
can I do this?
Rice.
You know what?
Rice, yeah.
You just fucking eat rice.
All rice.
You know what I was blown away by is I was up really earlier in the week on one of the days, and I was like, I just need to eat something real quick. Like normally I can hang until later. I really don't, but I don't know, for some reason I was like, I just feel like I need to eat something. Jack in the Box is right there.
Yeah.
Breakfast Jack, $1. I'll go get that.
Uh-oh.
I thought, well, surely it's gone up. What is it? Like $2.50 or something, right?
Yeah.
It's like $3.80.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? This has been this was $1 my whole life.
I know.
It wasn't like, it was well, it was $1 20 years ago, not now. No, it was $1 most of my life.
Yeah.
Why is this $3.86?
Last time I went to Carl's Jr. because remember we used to buy the office, the old office.
Yeah.
There used to be a Carl's Jr. kind of close, and late at night that was like the only option. And so we would go there a lot and always get like the spicy chicken sandwich or like the big cheeseburger, and $1 a piece. I ordered one of each on the way home from I think Anime Expo, and the total was like it's like $10.50. I'm like I'm not coming back here. Fuck, you're not good.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying with Jack in the Box. That was appealing because those were $1. Oh, now these are as much as other things. Goodbye. Okay,
Yeah,
I will do something else. I guess the tacos still seem like they're kind of cheap.
$1.50.
No, they're $2 now. It's $1 taco. So
What?
It's $2.
But that's still cheap for the record.
Wait,
For the record, it is true.
Oh fuck! It's
The one I just went to,
But
it's $1.99.
okay, because
for 2.
I go sometimes and
$2 for 2 tacos.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's the one. Jack in the Box is the one fast food I do pretty regularly.
Yeah.
Because I can do 2 tacos and a junior bacon cheeseburger. But that tiny slider is $2.50.
Yeah,
But at least $2 for 2 tacos is commensurate with. I mean, in 20-something years, I would expect that to go up. Like that's
it
commensurate
sucks,
with
though.
what the world is like. But $1 breakfast Jack suddenly being $4 to me is like that. Well, that doesn't. This was $1 like not
They're
long
saying
ago.
you can go back to old prices if you get the apps. But now,
okay.
but now I have to go order through the app.
See, I don't fuck with they all want you to download a fucking app. Nothing pisses me off more than you got to get an extra thing on your phone to just, I have cash, give me a fucking sandwich.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it really was though. Like we survived COVID, and the reward for that was just being fucked over by the corporations.
Every company, and it's funny. I remember even with like
Ugh.
the theme parks. I remember it was like, dude, how awesome is that going to be when they open back up? And it's going to be like back with open arms. I bet they're going to be stoked that people are coming back. And it was like they all came back with 10 times more complicated things. It was like, oh, thought you'd be stoked that I was coming back as a customer.
I just,
It's all it's just like every industry used that opportunity to be.
Dude, a lot of
Shitty.
businesses that used to be the staple, like pizza restaurants.
Yeah.
The staple was call the pizza restaurant,
Yeah.
put your order in,
Yeah.
and then you come pick it up.
yeah.
A lot of these places that have apps now just stop answering their
Well,
phone.
and that's the thing is
so I can't patronize their business anymore.
I stopped using Domino's, Papa John's, all
Wingstop,
that. But I
all of
found
those.
the
Yeah.
local pizzerias, and they will answer the phone, and they're
The
happy to
local
see me.
place,
They're
yeah.
happy to see me.
I do that too
Pizza's
now
even better
because it's the only. I don't want to use an app
I'm
for
not doing it.
an
See,
individual restaurant.
I go back and forth on this because with pizza, I would rather use an app.
You would.
I talk to them on the phone. They fuck up. This is wrong. That's wrong. I do it through the app. It's like this, half beef, no cheese, left beef, done.
left beef.
With pizza, I find that I actually get more pizza now that it's app based. Now at fast food, I don't care for it as much. I've used the McDonald's app. You get deals through it. But like I a lot of times I'm just rolling up and it's like, oh, let's pull over and get do I need to like stop and open the app? Like that to me is not like a really smooth process. but pizza is one I'm gonna bat for the other side of it.
Okay.
I'm kind of torn when it comes to theme park stuff too, because when it comes to using the app to like mobile order stuff at the theme park, I see people all the time that are like, this place is mobile order only, or it said I could only get this in mobile order. I refuse. But then I'm like, oh, it's way faster to do it this way. It's like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to be buried in my phone all day, but also I can just hit a thing and then walk up and get it in 5 minutes, as opposed to like I was waiting in line for a churro.
I mean, legally,
You know
don't
what I
they have
mean?
to take fucking money? If
But-
I have money in my pocket.
But I do think they should. Yes.
I'm like,
I do think there should always be an option for
this
that.
keeps happening to me where I'm like fucking handing someone to pay. Oh, we're cashless.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
you
I
are?
hate that. I agree with you on that. I hate
Well,
that.
I mean, I have a fucking credit card. Obviously, I'm a fucking human being
Yeah.
surviving in the world today. But I mean, why can't you take this fucking $20? That
No, that to me is
that
like
bugs
kind of
the
a.
shit out of me.
It's gonna sound whatever, but that's.
I sound like a fucking boomer. I
It's
get
kind of
it.
a classist thing too. Like you don't have a credit card set up with your bank.
Oh, I never even
I
thought
just
about
think-
that.
I just
What if
think-
you're homeless or like
Yeah.
unhoused,
Yeah,
and you have some paper money because that's the
Yeah.
only money you have access to?
I feel weird.
You
about
can't
that.
get food at a fucking
Yeah.
Starbucks.
I mean, how
That's
many times
fucked.
we've had a booth where it doesn't happen all the time, but every now and then you do have a kid walk up that's like, "Yo, I say, believe it or not, this has happened."
Yeah.
Where a kid walks up to our booth like, "Yo, I saved like $20 up. I want to buy your DVD or something." It's
Save
like,
my
oh my
allowance.
god, really? And now, oh sorry, oh you don't have a credit card. You didn't get your
Yeah, and that
you get your
I mean,
dad's
hey,
credit card.
But
Like,
legit,
what?
my kids can't when they take their money because they have
Yeah.
cash because they don't. Why would they have bank? They're
They're kids.
little kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't
Buy stuff.
And so I'm like, oh, okay, I'll get it for you. You pay me back later. And of course, I just don't take the money back later. It's, whatever. But it's still like, this is not how this should work.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
only getting worse. You ever
You
tried to break $100 bill and a fucking teenager at a register's head starts to fucking smoke?
Now you do sound like a boomer. You sound
Well,
like a
I
boomer.
do, but it's a fucking problem because their
Dude.
managers probably get so fucking down on them for breaking big bills. But that's
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the cashless thing, there should be a law. against
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But
We need
we're
more
trying to make
laws.
this a depressing pod. Sometimes we do complain about stuff and then it goes on half an hour, so I don't want to.
Okay, I'll stop. But
yeah. Let's talk about.
I'm doing.
I
cameos.
started this. This
I'm
is
raising my prices because my next goal is to buy a house. So I think if you order like
with Cameo,
I'm gonna buy a house through Cameo. So
you guys get on it.
I need a lot of videos. If you want to tip me a couple $100,000, that would help along the way.
Yeah, because it's a Californian house.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I should also say that it's in San Diego, which I
Oh.
looked into. I guess it's one of the top 10 most expensive cities in the world to live.
How do
Didn't
we
realize
get
that.
up there with San Francisco?
I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna buy a house. So yeah, get if you have a birthday coming up or for your loved one, I'll make a video.
Cool.
This is gonna work.
Get him.
This is gonna
Buy a
work.
video from Shawn telling me that I'm drinking too much caffeine.
Oh yeah, well, let's go into that. What happened with you?
Well,
Well,
we need to plug a few things.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
no,
we
that-
should plug. We should plug.
Let's do that, and then we can get into that if that's cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you to everybody for watching as usual. First of all, I'm still working on. I promised. We're working out a couple sponsorship deals right now. Just because I'm showing this thing off and showing what it could do, I'm not. This is in no way disrespecting our friends at Tenga.
Mm-hmm.
Tenga will return. Look, picture at the end of credits of Dune. Tenga will return in
Yeah.
the Mega64 podcast. We're working on that right now. I'm working out the details. Don't worry, all you FF7
But we
people.
got some stuff that we're gonna. I mean, they
Don't show the materia.
I'm-
Don't show the
Oh, no,
materia.
it is material. It is FF7 again. We already showed the JO crystals.
Oh, the JO
Okay,
crystals.
all right.
But we'll go more into this, when the deal's
Because
locked down.
there
But thank
are
you,
instructions, and it basically says that any parts you got, these will work for you.
Yeah.
Tenga. Yeah. The Tenga Uni. But
Shawn uses
this is
Isuna.
this is materia to equip on your special weapon. So we'll talk about that another time.
Shawn,
but
your-
we're working
your
that out.
Buster
Don't worry.
Sword.
Don't you worry about that. Anyway, but I want to thank our biggest sponsor, viewers like you.
Thanks
for watching. And if you like our show, you like what we do, and you want to look good, feel good, and have a good time, shop.mega64.com is the place you want to go because we got it all. We're not just video masters. We're not just filmmaker extraordinaires. We're also making apparel that's going to make you look hot.
Mhm.
You're going to be hitting the street looking fine. And let me tell you, this week is no exception. We've got the Mega64 swap drop. Now, what is that? I'll tell you what it is. We got some of our best sweatshirt designs. We made them shirts. We got some of our best shirt designs. We made them sweatshirts.
Boom.
We reversed everything, threw it in. We were the flipper screwer.
We put in the wackadoo machine.
We put in the wackadoo machine.
We got weird with it.
For this one-time drop that you're going to want to pick up. If you haven't already, shop.mega64.com. We're going to keep those up a few more days, and then to the moon, they're gone.
We're never doing it again.
So
That's it.
get your swap drop merch
Swap till you
now.
drop.
And I got a special announcement.
Oh,
This isn't, shirt related. If you want a shirt or a sweatshirt, there it is. I showed you what to get.
Mhm.
But a lot of you guys out there love physical media, and you love our physical media. You love what we do and what we make, and you want to own a collection for yourself. Well, there's a collection we did a while back. It was available for a brief moment, and then there was a whole lot of trouble
So
for a
much
long
trouble.
time
Oh,
to get it made. And the places we were going to get it made there were issues, and there were this, there were that, and we were trying to get it to work, and it wasn't, and it took forever to get to people. But we worked it out, and we're letting everyone know this Friday. What's the date on Friday? I have no idea. Friday, March 8th. This Friday, March 8th.
Oh, that's a good date.
We are re-releasing our Blu-ray collection, Mega64 Time to Take a Long, Hard Look. This is a Blu-ray collection of all of our, I call it the pre-pandemic era. Moments before everything collapsed. It's all of our kind of written sketches and skits and special things that we did. And it's got hours and hours of stuff across 2 Blu-ray sets. Fantastic commentary track on all of the stuff. Hours of documentary features. One of my favorite bonus features or behind the scenes documentaries we ever did was called 90 Yard Return. It was us going to the Game Developers Conference and making a video. We made a video with the creator of Last Guardian and Eco and Shadow of the Colossus and Tim Sweeney from Epic. We did a video with him. We had to do all these videos in just like kind of a day or two.
Yeah, we had a day.
And it's following us from the beginning to the end of that. That's on the Blu-ray,
I think that's one
as well as a whole bunch of other stuff.
That's one of my favorite things we've ever done.
Yeah.
Like watching those, it just puts me back in that moment where I kind of feel the stress I felt in that day. And like,
of that filming.
I remember like thinking like, if our flights are delayed, this whole thing is fucked.
Yeah.
Like it was just but it was so much fun.
Yeah. So I really, really love it. And that's on there as well as all this other stuff. Tons of features that are only exclusive to the Blu-ray. And like we said, the commentary, hours of commentary. So for that alone, I think it's well worth it.
I think, people like think like, oh, the good old days ever. And I feel like we're still so lucky that like we're still living the good old days. Like,
right.
doing this
Yeah,
stuff. Like
yeah,
this is so very lucky. But I will say, I think I feel that the most when I think back to those GDC nights of editing till like 4 in the morning and watching all those movies we watched in Rasputin. And like, that was such a wild, fun time. And it was so under the crunch. And then when it was all done, you watched it when the huge crowd and everyone cheered for you.
At
like,
GDC,
that was one of the best times of my life. Like for sure. It was so much fun.
Yeah. So this is the Blu-ray before all of that went to hell. And the world changed forever. So go check that out. Oh, well, it'll be out Friday, March 8th, and the Blu-ray will be in stock. No pre-order,
Never
none of that.
pre-ordering that Blu-ray ever again.
We will actually have it in stock, ready to ship out, plus some other goodies that day. We have like a poster of the cover artwork. We have a postcard set. We have all kinds of stuff going up that day. So check that out. Shop.mega64.com.
Yeah, another chance
Friday,
to get at
March
that
8th.
if you missed it.
Yeah.
Tell your friends.
And
Pick
then
it up as a gift.
yeah, exactly. And then as always, patreon.com/mega64 is another great thing to do to check out. Again, with Oscars coming up, Shawn and I have watched and reviewed a ton of Oscar movies.
Yeah.
We ran behind because we were finishing something else, but we have an episode on past lives that'll be up pretty quick.
Maybe hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah,
soon
and we did the holdovers and poor things and all kinds of stuff.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah.
I feel like we did so many of the Oscar. Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know
You
the
did a
other
lot of
ones.
them this year. You watched almost all the Oscar
I've seen
movies.
most. And Oppenheimer was another one.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we just watched Past Lives. So I'm excited to you guys see that.
Our tier 3 patrons just got a
Scavenger hunt
Scavenger
video that
hunt,
we did. That's
round
that was a
2.
gift for tier 3
How did that go
patrons.
over? Because I had so much fun doing that.
That is
was-
always a blast.
Yeah.
I
They-
could do that every single day and be happy. That
Yeah.
was so much fun.
Yeah. They said me and Kevin were the best.
What?
Mm.
They said that?
Because we had the funniest items.
Mm-hmm.
Funniest
we got
items.
not to spoil it, but we you could get items that covered multiple categories, and we got a Simpsons Monopoly game.
That was smart.
that I think that was like half the things we needed to look
Yeah,
for in that
you
box.
guys
That was
were.
so-
It was the
smart.
epitome of Simpsons did it.
That was very.
Yeah.
That was very smart.
Yeah.
It was.
That was very
But anyway, so that, and then
We had a good time,
we
though,
had
Sean.
Friend Dimensions episode.
Yeah, okay.
We did a special
won.
episode of Family Feud just for Patreon. We have all kinds of stuff. So go check that out. Patreon.com/mega64.
That was really good.
What were you going to talk about before we
Well,
went?
we kind of surprised him. It wasn't an intervention that was planned.
No, it was not
you're talking
planned.
about our caffeine discussion.
Yeah, but
from
we
last
did
week.
Caffeine
talk
gate.
about Garrett drinking an exorbitant amount of
Yes.
caffeine currently. But you said there was an update with you. So what?
Yeah, I kind of maybe had it pointed out to me that my math was a little off on
But, yeah, what'd
on
you
the
say-
milligram content.
What did you say you were drinking?
I don't know. I said like, okay, a pot of coffee has maybe like, I don't know, 300 milligrams or whatever. It's 800.
8.
So it's 800 a day.
Oh.
So if I'm drinking on average what I drink a day
Yeah.
throughout, my morning, I'm usually done by, I don't know, about 4 or 5 p.m. And then I switch,
You're drinking coffee now.
Well, yeah, I didn't have,
It's later than that.
but I didn't have all, because here's the thing. It is later, but on podcast nights and on
Yeah.
PPS nights,
Yeah. Okay.
I do have coffee during the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I just wanted
always
to
kind of
update.
wanted. I always kind of want to drink whenever I'm doing like a longer stream or a podcast.
Yeah.
I always like to have some kind of drink. Yeah.
I do like a drink. It doesn't really keep me up. It keeps me going through the podcast, but then like when I get home, I can go to sleep just fine.
I do feel like doing the podcast, like it is us just hanging out and talking, but
Yeah.
there is the added pressure of being on and being in front of the camera, and
Yeah.
it is
Well,
exhausting.
just be able to think of the thing you're thinking of. It's like,
And not
if
try-
I'm like falling
you know.
asleep, it's harder.
I don't want to sound stupid or to misspeak or whatever, which is very possible.
I
It's a
will
little-
say
it's a
when I'm
little
with
stimulant.
you guys, I typically am not like getting tired or whatever because I have a pressure to be. I feel like more like, oh, I got to be on, and Kevin's cutting to me, and whatever. But when I'm streaming by myself, no, I need. I always have some kind of caffeine with me.
Because you're just going.
Yeah, I streamed Yakuza, and I'm like asleep halfway through that. I'm like, okay, we got to go into the.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I yeah.
But
Depending
yeah, I
on
guess
what's going on.
the update is, I think I shed a little light on how many milligrams are actually being ingested a day
Mhm.
on average. And 800 is quite a bit.
Okay, so now we are in the stage of acknowledging that it's a lot.
Oh, is this stages?
No,
was
I
in
don't know.
denial
Is
last
it- is
week.
it- yeah,
I was in
denial,
Okay.
acceptance.
Oh, great.
But when will you be like, maybe I'll cut back a little bit, or we're not?
I don't
there
think I
yet?
need to cut back
Okay, okay.
until I get a stone. I haven't gotten a stone.
You're
Yeah, I
waiting
think-
for
I
like
think that's a good thing to wait
medical
for.
situation
Yeah.
before you stop.
Because it's not it's not a life-threatening situation. It's not like, oh, if you drink too much caffeine, heart attack. It's like, no, first sign, a stone.
Well, maybe you don't need to pass a stone. That sounds terrible.
But if I keep living the way I want to live and I
Yeah.
never pass a stone, then man, what a great way to live comfortably.
yeah, I mean,
With
What a
the
great way to
comfort
live.
of a warm beverage at my side.
there are warm beverages without caffeine. in it,
So
though.
here's what
Howard
I've
drinks
thought
hot
about.
water.
I've taken the consideration of those who reached out to me on social media and, the intervention that we so-called, didn't plan on. Okay.
We didn't play on this.
But no, I've taken into account what I've learned.
Yeah.
And I think I will. You asked me one time last week too, like, do you ever drink decaf?
Yeah.
You never saw me drinking decaf on the road on tour.
I didn't.
But that's because we roll into a truck stop and like they're out of decaf at 5 p.m. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, granted, why am I getting coffee at 5 p.m.?
And I'm
But
not
I did.
saying that like I was like,
And a lot of nights I would
watching
leave,
you.
I would have hot coffee in the morning because I got it at 5 p.m. and left it in my thermos overnight.
yeah, that's the thing is like I wasn't like over your shoulder
Sure.
like, what is he drinking? I don't know. I believe you what you say.
But yeah, I explained how I always buy a dark roast and I use a dark roast. But I think I should go further than that. And now at home, I should start buying some decaf. So I'm going to try that.
It's like add like a little scoop in.
Yeah.
Like maybe they said like you do 7 scoops.
Well,
of
I've gone
regular-
completely off where like I've had like 2 days of like no caffeine, no coffee.
How'd
and
that go?
I don't have headaches.
Wow, that's amazing.
Don't
actually.
have like those withdrawal symptoms I hear other people
Dude,
talk about.
Okay, then maybe you're good. But the passing the things.
But that's a lot. 800
Yeah.
milligrams a day on average.
Yeah.
It's a
I'm just
lot.
saying. This is what I'm saying.
And that's like if I've kind of like stopped taking pre-workouts even just within the last like 2-3 months.
Okay.
Heavy stimulants in the pre-workout is a
Yeah.
little not.
Well, because
for me.
Garrett and I have been working out. We've done it 3 times, I think. We've done our weightlifting thing, and I'm
3
He-
weeks in a row.
He's taking such good care of me. It's so nice.
Oh,
Like
thank
he
you.
very is considerate and like super encouraging. And I have my own little personal trainer, which I wasn't. It's so nice.
I'm just
I really
doing for
appreciate
you what my cousin did for me.
I know, and it's
And
very-
it feels like very welcoming. Yeah.
yeah. It's very nice.
Okay, I'm
So,
glad it's working.
Yeah, but I just want to look out for you. You're looking out for me, and you're like concerned about like, is this feeling pain in your ribs? You're not. You're good. Like you're very. I just want to make sure that you're good. And
Oh, I've got no health problems at all that I know of from the caffeine. But if you were to say like, yeah, what's the stimulant that you probably are abusing on a daily? It's caffeine. For
I mean,
sure.
I definitely, of all the things, that would be me too. Like I do have a
a
few
lot.
cup of coffees a day.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would say probably 2,
That's not
probably
bad.
2 to 3.
That's fine.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever
That's not.
done that.
No,
I think there have been times where it's like, yo, we're finishing this thing and I slept like 2 hours last night. So then I'll have like a giant coffee, but I'll drink it through the day. Like I
that's
drink it
usually-
like throughout the day.
yeah.
Normally,
Yeah.
if I have a big ass coffee, that's taking me like a couple days. Like I'll put it in the fridge.
the
and,
venti,
like,
yeah, I do the same thing. Yeah,
But
Well, that Starbucks shit is like crack cocaine.
yeah.
Because Starbucks beans, all of the Starbucks beans that they sell have a way higher milligram content of caffeine to them. I don't know how the fuck they roast them or they genetically
Really?
engineer them or add some fucking additives or whatever. But like the Pike's Place, their house blend
yeah.
is like, okay, I'm drinking, a cup of coffee that's 80 milligrams.
Yeah.
Theirs is like 150 milligrams.
Oh wow.
Huh.
For that same 8 ounces.
Damn.
Now here I am throwing out bro math again that I'm probably off on, but that shit is jacked up. Like that's not what I'm on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only update I have is maybe I'll switch to some decaf.
okay. I mean, if you,
It still has some caffeine.
It does. It does.
8 ounces of decaf has about 3 milligrams of caffeine.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's
Yeah,
we're figuring it out, everyone. We're figuring it out now.
but that's only 30 milligrams a day, so that's a lot better than 800.
That's a lot. 800.
When
sounds-
when I looked at the Google and I was really doing the math, like, oh well, yeah, 800. How is that not affecting me?
that
I
is
think
pretty amazing.
I think
I
I've
think it
burnt
is.
out all my receptors or whatever because it's just.
Yeah.
it
I mean,
doesn't-
that's wild. That's a lot.
yeah.
Okay. We did really good, and I think we should end it before we talk about this rebirth nonsense.
No.
Oh,
we
yeah.
got
We-
no. We're
we
probably
got-
at the God. I mean, we warmed up.
We're at the
I think
halfway
ready for the
point
podcast to start.
tonight.
That was the intro.
All right. Go ahead.
Gamer shit. Is it time, everyone? Gamer shit.
Gamer
Can we
shit
get to
time.
it? No, you know what? I'm not even ready for gamer shit. We'll get to it.
Oh.
Guys, Apple shit.
Oh.
Everyone wants it. I haven't had the headset on in a while.
Yeah.
By the way, poll for everyone in the chat. Should I couldn't decide. Should I wear the Apple headset every week or not, because I do feel like I don't want people to get tired of it. But
Do
then
you
I
use
do
it?
have people asking, where is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do I do? What do I do?
Do you
Do you use it daily?
I haven't really used it since it came out. I mean, I just can't.
Oh
No,
my
no, no, no. I have.
God. I was waiting.
No, no. I know a lot of people. You know, there was a 2-week return thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people online that were, yeah, I returned it. What's the point of this? I'm like, I don't know. I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't know what the point of it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when I saw what it could do, I was like, okay, here's how I'll use it. Then I bought it. I didn't. I know that, and this is not just an Apple thing, but I see that all the time. Yeah. Oh, I got the new 3DS. I already sold it. You already sold it? It came out like a week ago. No games. Yeah, I didn't buy it until I knew what games I was going to play on it. I don't know. I just feel like
And there's more games
that's
coming
weird
out.
to me. Yeah. No, actually 3DS never had any more games.
Yeah, after
That was it.
That's the two.
Street Fighter.
Yeah,
at
I
launch.
worked with guys that were constantly selling their brand new consoles.
Yeah.
6 months in, and it's like, I mean, there's gonna be a game within another 6
Yeah.
months you're gonna want to play.
And if
They
you
would-
buy it again,
Yeah.
you're immediately a sucker.
Yeah,
Because
and
now
they
you
did.
bought it twice. You've
Yeah.
lost money.
And I would hear that, hey, got another 3DS because new Zelda, and I'm like, whoa, you had it.
I
You
knew
had it.
I knew people when I was younger that did this all the time, and it was like, hey, just hang on to the thing you have. You're into video games, right? Yes. You're gonna want a GameCube later. Don't sell the GameCube today.
GameStop's gonna give you like
Like,
Should I talk
50%
about-
of what
or-
it's
I don't know if
worth.
Talk about
Yeah.
my PS3 or not, but I bought it from someone that we knew.
yeah.
I don't know if I should get into it, but I'm going to.
oh, it was a
But-
launch. It was a fat PS3.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
they sold me their PS3. I'm not going to play it. I'm like, are you sure? And they sold it to me for very cheap. It was very nice that they
Yeah.
sold it to me for so cheap. So I bought it and I used it and I still have it.
Yeah.
And then I found out like years later that they bought it from like a rent to own place and they're still making payments on the PS3.
remember this.
And I still feel bad about it, even though I didn't know.
They sold it to you
I didn't know.
Like,
while it was still under lease.
this is
I
what I'm
didn't
saying.
realize.
I don't think I'm a financial genius or anything by any means.
Yo.
But I feel like I was always making better decisions than a lot of people I knew.
I did.
Where it was like, am I crazy? That's not a good idea. I don't think, right? Am I nuts? I don't know.
Well, also, if you're
Um,
doing that, don't sell it to me for so cheap.
Yeah.
I was like, are you sure?
You were willing to pay more.
I gave them more. Like,
Yeah.
you're asking for this, I'm gonna give you this. I feel so guilty
Yeah.
about it. Like, please take this.
The friend
never
hookup.
realizing they were like paying monthly on
Yeah.
this thing. And they probably like
Still-
are still paying on it. I don't know. I don't know.
But anyway,
Oh, shit.
what were we talking about?
Uh,
The Apple
Apple.
thing. Oh, no,
Apple,
but no, I
yeah.
still use the Vision Pro.
Okay.
It's been awesome just working on, if I'm working on intense video editing stuff here, I'm still using PCs here. But when I'm doing like just my own videos, I've been making, again, stuff for my TikTok and like just YouTube in general.
Oh.
If it's just kind of basic stuff, a lot of times I'll edit it on my MacBook, at home. And having that has been, it's a fucking giant monitor. Like
Yeah,
it's a
it's
giant IMAX monitor. I have that there. Yosemite's off in the background.
Yeah.
And then Mad Men is playing right here.
Yeah.
My texts are floating in right here. It's just a wonderful way to work. That being said, if you don't work in like media shit like we do, I mean, I don't know how much you're going to get out of it. You're going to be like watching movies on it. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that worth that for watching movies? I don't know. They look good, but I don't know. But in my situation, it's been really, really fun. And also I've gotten videos out of just being an idiot with it. So anyway, so yeah, I'm still using it.
Hell yeah.
I haven't the last couple of days just because that Rebirth came out.
Well, yeah.
Can't play that on there yet.
And can't watch Dune in it yet.
Go watch the first one. Actually, the first
There you
one
go.
I had in like IMAX,
Ooh,
and I think
nice.
there was a 3D version you could watch too.
Oh.
You really see watching 3D movies in it, you really see the difference between things shot in 3D and things that they converted.
Oh yeah.
Because when it's converted, you're like, oh, their hair is like not, it's like cutting off. It's like, like you see it so clear now. Whereas if they shot it in 3D, it's like, oh, you knew what to do. Avatar is like perfectly framed up and whatever. So anyway, just an interesting thing that I saw there. I'm not really going to talk about Apple stuff anymore. I'm sorry about that. Although we are supposed to get some dope iPads possibly this week.
Oh, we have an Apple keynote coming in?
Supposedly they're just going to tweet.
Oh,
I know.
well, what-
Apple-
Everyone thought they were going to do an event,
Apple
but I think
tweets?
they're just going to tweet.
Come on.
Especially because I think iPad is getting like its first redesign in like 5 years or something like
Okay.
that. So we're going to see some crazy shit.
Yeah,
I mean, it's going to be look a little different.
A
Isn't that
button,
crazy?
They're going to move a button to
There's-
this side.
There's a rumor that they have behind the scenes killed their car.
I heard that too.
Like that.
Was
like
that
they,
ever really a thing,
That
though?
well, supposedly it's gone back and forth. People are saying internally they made the announcement, yo, we are not testing a car anymore. We're gonna end that. Maybe they're more interested in like, okay, we'll have the system and like,
Right.
yo, let's take over the computer in the new Honda car or the new whatever.
Right.
But
Okay.
actually physically make the car. But my question is this a psyop? Because I blow the lid off this car every time they do a presentation. I'm like, here
Yeah.
comes the car, and I bet they don't do it just because we're talking about it.
You're
on Twitch.
you're
I
one
You're
up in
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
So I'm gonna stay silent, but let's see.
Okay.
But anyway, Final Fantasy. Back to Final
Oh,
Fantasy.
okay, yeah. Let's get to gamer shit.
Rebirth, gamer shit.
Kevin, are we good for gamer shit finally?
Kevin, you want to play the gamer shit theme song? Did Johnny ever make a? Okay, he's not here tonight, so he can't contest. He can't protest. Johnny, make the most epic gamer shit segment
no.
intro. I'm talking every character from every system. You know, you got Mario shows up.
God.
It's like Smash Brothers, but cross-platform. Like Master Chief shows up.
Sean, he's gonna
Cloud
hate
shows
this.
up from Final Fantasy.
Johnny.
Fucking the Fortnite
You don't have to
guy.
do this, Johnny.
Whatever.
Johnny, it's 3 simple letters. N-A-H.
No.
Put it on the screen.
We're gonna seriously
and
have
you are
trouble.
absolved of it all.
We're gonna have
that
trouble
was the
if you do
hack
that.
I figured out.
Nope.
Not.
Look what I did.
So anyway, we're here, gamer shit. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. How far are you in it?
No, come on.
I did really like.
Probably didn't even get through Nibblem.
All right. I really did like the night, the morning after Elden Ring came out. Sean tweeting, just beat Elden Ring
that was funny.
with that hands, the emoji that's like that. Just beat Elden Ring. Like it was like 3 hours after it went live.
That's
that was
great.
cracking me up. I did a bait tweet today too. That was like, I guess I'll be the one guy that didn't care for Dune 2. Never saw the first one, and I was playing Steam Deck most of the time. I'm almost done with Doom Eternal. Didn't want to turn it off, but seemed weird. Did they explain the giant worm?
Seemed weird.
How
How far am I? I am.
Yeah.
I got my chocobos, and now I'm like, all I ever wanted was just to be on the fucking world map again.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, you got a chocobo. Here's the world map. There is so much shit to do.
Oh, it's open world?
Well, it's
Kind. You're on an open map now, where it's
Yeah.
like the first game, the first chunk of Final Fantasy VII,
first
originally,
disc, they call it. Yeah.
The big chunk at the beginning, you are just in this rundown town called Midgar,
Right.
where you're under the big platform.
Slums.
the
Everything looks like
That is
shit.
the big first chunk. That's kind of the chunk most people know of that
Yeah.
game. And so when they did FF7 Remake and they broke it into 3 games,
Oh, it's going to be 3.
it's going to be 3. They
Yeah.
said it's going to be a trilogy
Oh.
because now in modern day graphics, it's like these things aren't just images you're looking at. They're
Right.
huge. These are huge worlds. So they broke it into 3. The first one was just like the chunk of the game in that town. So you really just went
So
there.
it wasn't very good.
It's it's just the slums. It's good if you like that, and the story is riveting, and they set up a lot.
Yeah.
But you're going through
It-
the slums and like laboratories.
But it was
that
Dune
shit
1,
was was
right?
padded out though.
it was padded,
I will say
for
I had
sure.
fun with that first game, but find my kids. Where did my kids go?
Yeah,
I left my cat somewhere in the town. It was padded out bad. That is my biggest criticism of the first one. This one, I'm like, oh, I'm in a big field and I can choose what town I go to. Oh, I can go here. I can go. Oh, I'm going to Junin.
oh, random
I'm-
enemies.
Yeah, I'm going to.
thank
This one
God.
feels more like, oh, Final Fantasy was an RPG. Oh,
Yeah.
it's an RPG. So, I will say, I played about 10 hours of it.
What?
I
Are you further than me?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I've done like the next portion.
I think where I'm at has taken me 10 hours.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
'Cause-
lot of side stuff to do.
Dude,
still.
yeah, I'm doing every side thing. I'm digging through every little corner and finding every chest.
Yeah. I'm not doing tons of side stuff, some, but not a lot.
Okay.
I kind of just going through it.
You're doing
But,
all Chadley's trainings?
yeah, Chadley, how do we kill Chadley? Dude, Chadley is this new kid that Shawn wasn't in the original. There's like a
No.
little robot kid that wants to give you stuff to use, like and train you and stuff. And oh my God, this kid, how do you beat the fuck out of that kid?
You know what?
I gotta figure out
Oh
how
my
to
God.
do it. He's a robot. I
Rocco.
guess.
Okay.
I always used to say this shit too. And then I think I saw some like behind the scenes images and it's like, oh, there's a guy that works at Square Enix who they've based, I think his name is Chad, who they've based Chadley on.
I'm sorry to that. Sorry to that, man.
I think he's like
Dude, this
their
kid.
translator.
I
or
want them
something.
to.
I don't
Well, he
know.
gives you challenges, and I want the last one. I want them to pull like a Zelda and have the last one be, "Oh, you did all the challenges, so now you face me."
I cannot
If you
be
could like
defeated.
kill Chadley,
Oh,
it
that would be pretty
That would
cool.
be epic. What's funny is he gives you a gun to like scan.
This made me laugh
satellites,
out loud.
and he gives you it's called like the Chad gun,
the
or
Chad gun.
like the Chad scanner
Here's
or
the
something like
Chad
that. And
scanner.
I like screenshotted that. Like, yeah, it's me. Yeah, they use that on me.
Yeah, I'm the Chad.
But anyway, so there's still well, anyway, just the way it started, I thought was a lot more engaging. I felt like when I started Remake, it was like, oh, the cool opening, Midgar,
Yeah.
and then
Train, here's the
immediately
train.
it was, how many times can we shoehorn Sephiroth into this scene? And it was like, oh, what are we doing? What? Okay, can we move on? Yeah. Okay, Sephiroth, yes, I've seen him. Go, move on. I was getting annoyed quick with Remake. This one I thought started a lot more compelling, where it's like, okay, couple weird things that wasn't from the original game.
Yeah.
What do I think about that? But then it's like, oh, well, here's the massive lore dump that they did in the original game. We're kicking off this game with that.
And you get to play it.
Yeah, and
It's
that
not
was,
a
that
lore
was,
dump now.
Yeah, and that was
cool.
really compelling. That was really
Yeah.
like, ooh, okay. Stick into the story of the original game, but again, every now and then there's something that throws a curveball at you. I thought they balanced that stuff a lot better so far in this game. But man, I've hit a couple things that are just like, damn, I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. There's one thing I want to bring up so bad. But I think it's still too new, I think. But there are things that I'm like, damn, you just didn't understand what was cool about this in the original game. They still like don't know how to breadcrumb an interesting like mystery to me. I don't
they
know
shoehorn
what.
it?
Yeah, and it's just like, man, like you put that moment in there, but you didn't get what was cool about it. So I'm still hitting those now and then where I'm just like, you just don't get it. I don't know, man. But that being said, I think overall, this game is more what I was looking for from the last one in terms of like, this feels like a Final Fantasy game.
I'm fast
I feel
traveling.
like I'm
now.
having more fun with it maybe than I did by this point in the first one. So my review is good so far, but I'm just, like I said, hitting every now and then a moment where I'm like, oh man, you don't know how to breadcrumb this. You don't know how to make this mysterious in the way that you did in the original 97 game.
Mhm.
There's moments that make you go, whoa, I want to know more about this. And this one, they just, no, we'll just show it to you. Yeah. Okay. All right. But I'm only 10 hours in and most of it I've really liked. And the boss fights have been super fun. There's a lot I really, really like. And the soundtrack, don't even get me started. Soundtrack, 10 out of 10. soundtrack.
Chocobo Trap Remix.
Oh, come on.
Oh my God. I'm sitting
Everything.
there just fucking dancing
Yeah.
at the fucking ranch.
So
Those clicks in
yeah.
the track, dude. It's
Vi-
the clicks.
visually it's great.
Yeah, it's still super like love triangle cringe uncomfortable like everyone's in love with pretty boy Cloud and he's romancing all the women in the party and it's like, oh yeah, this is every male gamer's fantasy.
There
And was mine at 16 playing this in high school as well.
There is definitely junior high anime energy to a lot of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say one thing, but I'm not gonna go into it, but
Okay.
there was a part where I had to do CPR to someone and there was there was like an anime moment where he wants to do CPR, but she has boobs, and it's like, what? Wait, what are you doing? I don't. Where she wakes up and what are you
That's
doing?
good. I like that.
I didn't. Where it's like, this is like, are we watching Saber Marionette J in
It's
'97?
Evangelion, yeah.
But again, it's like, hey, this was a story of that.
That
era.
was
So, like,
and that's what I got to hand them to. Like the stuff that they left in, they kept that tone as cheesy as it is.
Mhm.
I will say the battle system and the fighting is so fun.
yeah,
And
yeah.
It is just expanded from the first game, and it really helps that I played the first game and I played that Yuffie DLC just real recently because I'm still very familiar with it. Because now I feel like if you just jumped into this game, you could be overwhelmed quickly.
That's
Yeah.
happened to me.
But I know the battle system and the fighting and everyone's character moves. So now
Yeah.
that they're adding like, hey, we're adding 3 more things on top of the 5 things. It's not like,
Yeah.
oh my God, there's 8 things I have to keep track of. It's like, nah, I got the 5 like figured out. What are these
Yeah.
3 new mechanics I can kind of fine tune? Like the way weapon upgrading works is a little different. But laying in materia is the same. And then just like, God, the action while playing. I'm playing on normal with not normal classic, just standard normal. So like when I'm doing my spells and my attacks, I can slow down time and take my time planning, switch between characters.
Yeah.
The traversal of the world map, like on
Yes.
Chocobo, is fun too.
Yeah.
I feel like once it opened me up into the world map, and there's this kind of like beautiful cutscene where even the characters are like, "Oh my God, it's a living world,"
Yeah.
and it's like, "Yes, I'm out of the fucking gray slum finally."
Yes.
I felt like I was playing Elden Ring. The way it opened up, and it's like, oh, and
Yeah.
I have a mount, and I'm now like seeing an enemy on the world map and running up and
Yeah.
encountering it, and then we're getting into a fight. It's like,
Yeah.
this is how much fun I was having in Elden Ring. This
Yeah.
is now Final Fantasy plays like a Soulsborne game in a
Yeah.
way. I'm sucked in. I'm gonna go home as soon as we're done here and keep playing.
Well, also too that this game, this portion where you can sit back down.
It's
Nah, you're
we're not
good.
supposed to comment when he has to take a leak. We're supposed to just let it happen.
Well, if I didn't notice it, but I did notice
But
it.
we did, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
that's the
equipping.
problem. He should have done it
You
in
know
a way
what?
that I didn't notice it.
He's equipping his yellow materia in the
I
loot.
appreciate the joke most of the time, but right now it's really not.
I'm
that
sorry. I apologize.
But anyway, well, at this point in the game, in the original game,
Yeah.
when you left Midgar, it was a tonal shift. It was, this dark cyberpunk kind of fucking vibe, which is honestly, again, what most people remember of FF7.
and I love it. I love
yeah.
it for that.
But when you leave is when the game really became anime.
Yeah.
and this game starts from that point, and I was down
Yeah.
for it. And I am enjoying that. And it is goofy ass anime, and I'm cool with that. So overall, really enjoying it. Like I said, some moments where I'm like, you guys just don't get what was appealing about this. Why are you doing that? Occasional moments of that.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I have been having a lot of fun. I've been surprised how much it's actually stuck to the original story.
Yeah.
I feel like they're getting, at least so far, they are getting that balance better. Where it's like mostly the OG story, but let me throw you a curveball.
I'm a
now and
little
then. Okay.
confused. Like so far, I've only seen like kind of in the opening or barrage of cutscenes.
Yeah.
There was like some alternate shit with Zack and Aerith.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, what?
Yeah.
What is that? Is that an alternate timeline happening? What
Yeah,
is that?
yeah.
Okay, that's what
Yeah.
that is.
I don't know.
I don't know either, but I'm confused, and maybe that's okay until I keep playing and figure out what's
Yeah.
happening. But yeah, the tonal shift is being on the run. I think
Yeah.
like okay, we're gonna like get to your first city, and you're gonna get your magic, and you're gonna get your weapons upgraded, and you're gonna start really working.
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
my God, we have to flee. Oh, we're on the run, and now it's like, oh, the fucking story is getting exciting.
Yeah.
I'm fully invested.
Yeah.
And I just love the grind. So like I'm in an early part of the game, but I want to run around the mountainside and find animals to kill.
Yeah.
'Cause I just want to test out everyone's moves.
Yeah, I will say I'm not personally with the Chocobo thing. I'm not really like wanting to sneak up on all those. Like,
Oh, you know what?
That's a recurring thing. I did it once.
Oh, it
and I
is?
was like, okay. In every territory, if you want to use chocobos, you have to like sneak up and get their.
He
designated
mentioned
one.
that the farmer was like,
Yeah.
in a new territory, you're going to have to get a new chocobo. And
Yeah.
I went, oh, I haven't gotten that yet, though.
So I
Ooh,
got
that
to a
sucks.
second one, and I'm like, oh no, I'm good. I did the first one. I'm all set.
I'll just run.
Yeah, I'm like
Fast
not
travel.
wanting to do that again. well, no. This one, there's actually carts moving on a track, and you want to hide behind those. No, I actually don't. So I'm going to leave. But
There's
thank
a
you.
lot of mini
for that.
games.
Yeah,
Um,
and some I'm cool with, and some I'm like, one time I'm good.
yeah.
I do like that somehow, Shawn. You remember in Rise of Skywalker, somehow Palpatine returned.
I remember that.
Remember he said that?
Yeah.
Well, somehow the sphere grid returned.
The sphere grid's back
Somehow.
somehow.
Anyway,
Have we ever got to play as Sephiroth in a fight and control him in a game before?
I thought for a second you did in the OG FF7. I thought like you just picked like a super powerful attack and that was
and then
it,
do
you know?
one thing.
I thought so.
He was in your party. Okay.
But no, I was surprised they actually like did that.
The opening-
again, this is the first 30 seconds of the game.
Well, and the game also it follows a game that came out in 1998. So
Yeah.
like spoilers, we're past spoilers. But like, yeah, the flashback in Nibelheim where like you're seeing that was where it really blew me away. It's like, oh my God, I'm used to this room full of pods and the Genova in the back.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like sprites and
Yeah.
I couldn't really tell what everything is.
Yeah.
Now I'm seeing it fully realized in a 3D environment.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that was where the game
Yeah.
popped for me. In that
Yep.
room, I went, oh.
That was
okay.
kind of a scary scene.
I'm going to recognize crazy moments that I
Yeah.
had forgotten about now playing this again.
That was a scary scene in the original, and I will say I did have that moment was really crazy playing it now as you're walking through and you're actually looking at everything dynamically. And I really had this moment actually, and Shawn, I keep roping you in as a joke, but
No,
I'm
you're being
actually going
nice.
to rope you in now.
Thank you. I appreciate
We're
it.
including you.
I appreciate that.
In all seriousness, again, if you look at how old Final Fantasy looked, and then every now and then it would go to a CG cutscene. It was like, oh. And I remember back then going, God, what would it fucking take to have the whole game look like that?
Yeah.
What would it take? And I'm playing this now,
and it does.
and I'm walking up to that pod to look in it, and it's creepy, and the camera's going around, and I'm like, oh yeah, fuck, man,
This is the
I'm
cutscene.
doing it right now.
Yeah.
So that was actually the
Yeah.
coolest moment of the game so far. Just having that click where it's like, I wished for this as a kid, and
Here
I
we are.
now have it.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a game like that for
Well,
you where it's like the CG thing.
There is something that I saw recently, and back to sports, forgive me, but it was LeBron James, his rookie year, the graphics in that game, and to now, and it's like
Yeah.
this guy's career is like 2003 maybe.
Yeah.
Over the
And
character
it's like,
actually looks like him.
We have gone so
Yes.
far. We've done so much.
It's crazy.
yeah, it is crazy.
So
and I
that-
remember my brother playing Final Fantasy in particular,
Yeah.
and thinking like these cutscenes are incredible.
Yeah.
and so yeah, now that we can just play this out, it's nuts.
I remember though, as a kid, thinking I had it figured out, just going, it'll never happen. It can't ever happen. I mean, technology will get better, graphics will get better, but it'll never look this good. I think I said it to my brother. He's like, why? And I'm like, well, I mean, right now this game's three CDs.
yeah.
Well, I mean, a game like that, it would have to be like 100 CDs.
oh,
so
yeah.
so it'll never happen.
Yeah,
Right.
'cause
Not
the
thinking
file
they
would
would
be too
make
big.
another, like, because in my mind, it's physical. It's
Right.
like, well, you physically can't fit more on
Yeah.
this piece of
And
plastic.
also like the idea of like downloading that was impossible.
Didn't-
Yeah, that will
it
never
wasn't
happen.
there. yeah.
Because you could download like a gig an hour.
And then I was like, well, wait, maybe it'll be multi-disc, but they'll be like laser disc size.
oh
huge
yeah.
they'll do
discs. Yeah.
You know, it's like not knowing. It's like, oh
Compression.
yeah,
and-
yeah. They weren't even on DVDs at
The
that
fact
point.
that like
Yeah.
it is pretty incredible that you look at PS1 games or PS2 games
yeah,
and they can be side by side with the PS5 games essentially in the same
Yeah.
shelf. And
Yep.
it's like, yeah, same, we just figured out a way.
yeah.
Here's what they need to do for the PS6. It's just called PlayStation. Plays everything.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
Plays every
Wouldn't that be
disc
incredible?
in the
If
game
it was just this ominous
library.
looking gray box,
Yeah,
and it
and
was
play it
like,
all.
put anything in here,
Anything that says PlayStation
anything.
on it?
Anything.
and you're gonna play.
Anything.
Fuck yeah. But
would be
I'm
cool.
I'm seriously like I'm jonesing to get. I left. I think I was a little late getting here
You were.
Yeah,
because I was playing Final Fantasy Rebirth And I think
I
I'm
was
going to
too.
be leaving here and racing home to just continue playing it. Like
I gotta
I'm-
work on shit after this. I'm so done.
Oh.
I'm
But-
done working.
I
What are you
cleared my
working on?
schedule,
This
man.
is exciting.
New video.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow is an exciting day.
I will preface, we have to get a final approval.
Oh.
Not that the video's approved.
Okay.
The people we've been talking with, it's approved, but they have to launch something on their end. So I have to make sure that works. And if that is all good, then our video comes out.
Okay.
But we have a new video coming out. I really like it too. I'm really stoked
I thought
about
it was going to be like Derek and Johnny final approval because they're not here today. It's like,
No, I actually specifically want the opposite. I
You
want them to not approve.
oh, okay.
They haven't seen anything.
Let's go
No, I'm
behind their
just
back.
kidding. They're all involved.
They've
in
all
it.
seen it.
But yeah. Yeah. If
well,
everything
hopefully,
goes
if everything goes swimmingly and
Tomorrow
smoothly,
morning.
tomorrow, if not Tuesday. But
I think old school Mega64 fans are going to be eating good.
Mhm.
I think fans, if we're talking about formats.
You know,
I think if you like particularly old formats,
Oh.
you're going to be eating good.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you like really great video games with great gameplay,
Yeah.
you will actually be starving.
You will not be eating good. You will not be eating.
You've been tweeting stuff, Rocco. Derek's been tweeting stuff. I'm excited for this video. I want everyone to see it.
So
Stay tuned.
hopefully it will be out by the time you're watching this.
Yeah, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but we
And no one's getting it right in the chat. I'm seeing right now. You're all wrong.
and I guarantee you, you're not going to get it
You're
right.
not. You're never gonna.
No,
But-
not Sky Goat.
I will
said
say
no. Yeah.
that we filmed something. I won't say what, but Johnny was like, the fact that what I just filmed and I was behind the camera is like tripping me out. Like I can't believe I just filmed this. for you guys. Like, this is like weird. This is awesome. So I'll tell you what that is.
Return to
next week.
form.
yeah, we'll talk about it next time.
Yeah, yeah.
And then and then like, as we mentioned, our Blu-ray coming back on Friday. We were talking about that, so I got to get some promo stuff ready for that. I got a few things I got to do. I do want to
Okay.
mention something that I did do a while ago, but it's out now. I did I didn't know it was coming out or releasing at all, but Super Mega put out a music
Oh,
video.
I loved that.
I love Working Out. Is it just called Working Out? I can't remember the exact name of it. But anyway, they put out a new music video. Again, I did not know this was coming out. Actually,
You shot a while ago.
this a long time ago. Well, I mean, yeah, it was like over the summer. I think it was like moments before Anime Expo opened. So I remember going to Anime Expo opening day and being real tired. It was like,
Yeah.
we were in this hot studio, in like the LA summer. Okay. And no, we got to open Anime Expo. Okay. All right. Because we worked out quite a bit, as you'll see in the
As
video.
you'll see,
Me and Dax Flame, who is a YouTube legend, who I'd never met before. And they kept saying there were other guests in this music video. I was like, who's going to be there? Who's going to be there? And then I got there and it was like, yeah, it's going to be you and Dax Flame. I'm like, you're kidding me.
Dream
Shawn, we watched Dax Flame's videos. He was in our YouTube favorites back in the day.
Yeah.
When he was mad about a certain someone tried to call me. If I show you the old videos,
Yeah.
you will go, oh
Holy
my
shit.
God. It will click. I don't know if it is right now.
It's not.
Okay.
I loved the video, and I really loved how, as the video progressed, you got to see a behind the scenes of that studio and how they shot the video.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was a really fucking cool and impressive set and everything. And then like
Yeah.
the reveal of the crew was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I was that crew there while you were shooting?
Yes.
That was awesome.
They were there the whole time.
How were they?
Well, it was confusing because when I got there, the whole gag is they have all these hot, oiled up dudes filming the video. I thought that was what I was going to be doing. I thought, I'm here. They want me one of the hot guys. They're going to oil me up. And then they were like, no, you just kind of look pathetic on the set. So I got confused. I was like, okay,
But I'm the hot guy.
someone this hot, you're going to put, it just didn't make sense to me. Like I should be in the scene with the hot guys, so it was kind of an argument we
Stick the
had.
camera
It's
in
why
his
am I
hands.
in that part?
Yeah.
No, yeah, everyone was there. It was a whole hot, sweaty day. It was,
Yeah,
it was a lot
Matt's
of fun.
hair was something else too.
Yeah, all natural.
Yeah,
That
it
was
looks
cool. That was
good.
kinda cool.
It looks good.
But anyway, yeah, so it was awesome. It was anyway, that music video is out. It's shot really cool.
It was
Really, really cool. The sets, were fantastic. I posted a couple pictures on my Instagram of them, and they pulled out all the stops to make a really high quality video. So anyway,
And this is their big return.
yeah,
They've been off YouTube for a while.
yeah. And then so yeah, it was
Back with a bang.
So yeah, having that come out of nowhere on Wednesday, I was like, oh shit! I've had pictures that I wanted to post that were burning a hole in my pocket. So finally they were posted. So anyway,
Oh, yeah.
So check that out. I love working out. I think is what I think. Then
It's us, Sean. It was a song about. We're gonna listen to it tomorrow when we lift.
Okay, put it on.
Yeah, we'll put it on.
You just listen to like Howard Stern or wrestling, but
Yeah, we usually listen to Howard Stern or wrestling.
well, we had Dark Wave last time. That was
We
good.
did listen to a little Dark Wave last night.
Yeah.
I subjected Sean to my musical taste.
Not subjected. I'm into it.
You like what
Slicing
Matt's
up Slicing up eyeballs with Matt Sebastian. I like it. I like
Matt
that
Sebastian from slicing-up-eyeballs.com. He
Yeah.
curates Dark Wave every
I
Sunday
know.
night.
does this ring a bell at all?
Oh yeah, I know that. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
it was me and him on the. on the
Whoa.
set.
Okay.
They're spotting each
I know
other.
him.
Sean hasn't seen one of his videos in a long time, but this was in
This
our,
is
in
what-
He looks
our,
about
in our YouTube
15.
favorites.
Yeah, go
I
to
don't know if you
that.
could see that there,
He-
but
Yeah, that brings me back.
yeah. We watched a couple rants back in the day. But anyway, he is the nicest guy. Nicest guy.
I
It was
love
so much fun doing that, and we had a blast. He was in like 21 Jump Street or something
Was
like that. He's in or one of those movies.
How do
one of
we-
those-
Oh wait, is it that one? Because I've seen that one quite a bit.
21 or 22 Jump Street?
Why
one of
did
those.
why
He's
did
in it.
we get in that?
Or is it
I,
Baywatch?
you know what? I think we made some missteps. I could have
Yeah.
been in 21 Jump Street.
You need an agent,
I didn't want it,
dude.
I
You
didn't
don't
want
have an
to go. I
agent.
wanted to be
you
in.
know what? I
Derek's-
did. I
Derek's
did
the
have
only
an
one
agent.
of us
We
that has
had
an
an
agent.
agent. We
Yeah,
had
but-
a legit agent. I did nothing with it.
Not a film. And
Oh, he's in
television
both of them. He's in
agent, though.
21
But you
and
know what?
22.
I'm
Okay.
watching.
You had a
watching
fucking video game agent. That's not.
I'm watching version 1 and version 2 with Beckett right now.
Oh, he wants to go through them.
Yeah, he's going through it.
Okay.
And it's really funny. So I walked in one time and she's like, "Is that Aunt Krista?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "What?" She's like
She
12.
has like a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, like high school.
But my acting is not very good. I maybe it was,
Well, we all
It's
came
not.
a long way.
I don't know if I've come. I hope I've come farther than that. But I'm watching this like, ugh, yikes.
Yeah, but
God,
did you see the Ava in 5 minutes? And like, you know,
yeah, I did.
it's good. You nailed him.
Yeah. Well, anyways,
you became Shinji
No,
Ikari.
I'm watching the show. I'm like, there's funny parts. I'm like, every time I was gonna be, ooh, shut up.
Well, everyone says that about themselves.
Yeah, but I my point is, I don't know if I have what it takes to get on 21 Jump Street.
Well, should have mastered acting like me.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't think about that. I definitely should.
I'm curious. I want to poll the audience. What is the best acting anyone here has done? I'm not saying like we're great actors or like how great were we? Let us know. But like, what would if we had to show someone
Our
Oh,
best
real.
real.
the best attempt?
Oh, okay.
What would it be? You know, because I have things that I know, wow, I was shit in that. And then other things where I'm like, okay, I could do that. I find that it's easier. I think that's this way for you too, Shawn, but maybe you tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
If you got to be someone really different, like talking with like an accent.
Yeah, if
or
I'm Christopher
over the
Demon,
top.
it's
Yeah.
no problem.
I actually think that Shawn is like, oh my God, he's electric in those times. Whatever. Again, it's comedic. It's not like Daniel Day-Lewis shit, but you know what I mean.
yeah.
You know, when you got to be yourself, I don't think
Yeah.
you're as comfortable.
Oh,
and
I'm
I
not.
feel the same way.
Even when like, did we ever put that first scene of that video we ended up cutting down on Patreon?
No, I think that's going to go up tonight.
Okay.
There's a deleted half of our last video that we put out that still it didn't go up yet, but it should be. Yeah, I think tonight.
Well,
On
even
Patreon.
watching that when we were having the debate, should we cut this? Should we not? And I was on the page of like, fucking cut it, because I think I suck in this. Like, it starts off, and I'm like, I don't even know what I said. Hey, blah, 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 blah. It's like, yo, enunciate, fucker.
Yeah.
That's my note for myself. You know, so
Enunciate, fucker. You're your own worst critic.
Sure. But my whole point is that, yeah, like what.
What's a good example, though? You know, that's
Am I good? I think Christopher Demon is fine. I think I'm comfortable doing that, and I think Todd and Aaron, I've found that easy enough.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
loud
that's
and
true, that's
obnoxious.
true.
That's
Yeah,
not
Todd
hard.
and Aaron, we've done that long enough. We know what they would
That's
do.
not even hard.
those
Yeah, yeah,
characters are you fall right into them.
Yeah,
I'm with you though. It's a more grandiose character, something with an accent or something is a little more
it's so much.
comfortable.
Yeah, being a straight man is always hard.
I'm
I
trying to
think.
think of like
Totally.
my fucking monologue in version 3. I don't like watching myself perform that. Whereas like Paco blog,
Yeah, yeah.
like, hey, go over and type it up on your TikTok typing machine.
Yeah.
There, like that. That's just I'll watch that and giggle.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know, is that good acting? You know,
I am very flattered. A lot of people saying unboxing ring.
Yeah.
I'll
Tyler?
take that because I'm not comfortable doing that. So that's
Yeah.
great to hear because I'm way more comfortable doing. I always sit, but for me, where I'm most comfortable is like Notch from
Oh,
the
yeah,
Minecraft
yeah.
video. Hey, I throw the money, yeah, papa, hey, like Sweden in the summertime, yeah, just doing a Swedish accent or whatever. But something just silly like that. I feel way more comfortable.
Way more.
Sure.
But but thank you. Yeah, unboxing ring. I'll take
Well,
that.
everyone liked my golem, and thank you.
Yeah,
for
Golem.
that.
yeah,
for
that was
sure.
pretty natural.
But
of you.
I will say, even that is so crazy. And I was like, I'm just gonna go. Look at me. I can't be crazier. So I'm just gonna go, and I don't want to do this again. I'm gonna go as hard as possible.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't have to do this
Yeah.
again. So yeah, I mean that's.
Yeah, you gave it 110%.
I did.
I agree with Craig in the chat. I really do like Garrett in Ava in 5 minutes.
Yeah, as Vegeta.
No, in Ava.
Oh,
Oh.
Ava. Oh, as Kaji.
Dude, you just showed your ass there. As Garrett
Wait,
as Kaji?
I'm
He's
just gonna
Kaji.
let him dig a hole.
Is he not
man,
Kaji?
I'm done. No
I'm
comment.
not gonna tell you if he
Oh,
died
that
or
was
not.
Tyson.
Ah,
I don't-
no
oh,
comment.
don't
Wait,
say
that.
everyone shut up. Let me try to figure out his character. Don't tell me. Kaji was that's not.
Yeah, but did he die?
Don't piss Shawn off because he might say some things.
But okay, Kaji wasn't Garrett.
Yeah.
Garrett.
It's Kaji. It's fine.
Garrett
Yeah, no, that was a character.
Not Toji.
No,
I'm so
it's
glad you
Toji.
wanted to be my
Yeah,
friend.
you got it right.
I love you. I mean, I like you too.
I know. I remember the part. I know the scene you're in. What's your name? I don't.
Oh, looks like I fell for the old
I remember where
switcheroo.
we were. We filmed it. I remember. I got it. But I don't know.
The old switcheroo.
What was your name?
I was the 13th angel, Tabris,
What was the name?
also known as
Aka.
Aka what?
Aka Kauru.
Karu. Oh yeah, that's
man,
right.
I can't
gotcha.
believe you didn't know that.
But he was. Oh, what, Rocco's name. Don't tell me. No.
Are you being serious?
Fuck, dude, he was your
Is this
father.
wait, is this for real?
No, Johnny was Pin Pin. That I got. No, I got it. You are Gendo.
There
There
you go.
Oh my god.
Are you coming with us to see End of Ava in theaters?
Oh, I did get the invite. I will not be attending.
Yeah.
I'll be at a dance competition again, like today.
Well, I guess the podcast after that viewing is going to be a fun one for you too.
Just bring the kid. Can you bring the kid? End of Ava is broken into 2 chapters.
Just bring him for the
bring him
second.
we're gonna bring him for the first one.
No.
Just see the opening and
Rocco,
then leave.
It's broken into 2 chapters.
End of Ava was, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Episode
technically
24?
It was technically 2 big episodes.
Episode
And
25.
they go to a title in the first part and they go to a title in the
Is there an
second part.
intermission?
Yeah.
There was credits in
They
the middle.
show the theater. They show it's like putting a mirror
Well,
up to the audience.
that's not in the middle. That's at the ending.
Yeah, that's the
I
ending.
thought that was the intermission.
Nope.
Oh.
No, the middle is they go to credits. It's Shawn, it's
Oh, yeah,
now it's
Yeah, and we did that. We did that.
That's in the movie.
And we did
it
that
goes
in
to
the
credits.
video.
It's the only movie I've ever seen that went to credits in the middle of the movie, and then the movie goes on.
Wow.
Yeah.
But there's no
That-
break. There's no bathroom break in the middle of that.
You can pee during the credits.
You
if
got
you
like
want.
a 30-second song. Yeah.
It's like 2 or 3
Okay,
minutes.
all right.
So
there you
real
go.
legit credits, like real
Yeah.
life credit. Oh, okay.
Full credits in the middle of the movie because technically
That was an episode.
that's episode 1, and then the next one is the episode 2.
Yeah,
Of the ending.
Is interesting.
But it really just reads like they were just cracked out making this fucking movie. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
But anyway, I've always wanted to see it in a movie theater, so I'm so
Oh,
excited.
so excited.
We
you,
got
G
friends
Kids.
coming down. I think Sarah's coming down. She was Masato in our video.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think she's coming down to see it.
We're going to have
Um,
like a cast reunion and Shinji isn't going to make
That's
it.
what I'm
on.
saying.
He's got
But
dance class.
Shinji doesn't want to be there, which is accurate.
Which is accurate.
So anyway, yeah, I'm excited for that.
Well, everyone, thanks for watching this week. I
Yep.
hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Come see us at PAX
Yes.
again.
Come to PAX
End of
East.
March, March 21st to the 24th. We'll be there on the show floor. And like I said, panel on Friday night. I don't understand what's going on with their schedule. I think it's like not final yet, or They're adding
But
more.
we're
They're
on.
adding more to it, but I'm just getting in front of it. We will be on Friday night. And yeah, Patreon, as I said, patreon.com/Mega64 and all of the above. And check out our Blu-ray, our Mega64 Time to Take a Long Hard Look Blu-ray coming back to our store March 8th. So go pick that up if you never got it before. It's going to be in stock, ready to go Friday, March 8th, along with some other stuff, along with some other goodies.
Goodies.
Ooh.
And then next week, I think will be our Oscars. Oh, we didn't give our Oscar predictions
You know
tonight.
what? Should we do that after the?
No.
No.
Well, I just know that
No.
we do the
No?
post show, but I'm gonna.
We could. Yeah. We'll do. Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah,
we'll do-
I just don't want to not do a post show.
That's true. We could. We'll do that. We'll do some predictions, which I'm sure will be reiterated in next week's show when the
100%.
Oscars actually.
Oh,
happen.
yeah, totally.
So,
100%.
yeah, check it out. All right.
So you're not here next week. It's going to be me and Sean.
I
and,
think I
and
will
Kevin.
probably not.
We're holding down the fort.
We're going to discuss potentially doing an Oscar screening party and just watching it and just talking about it, or we'll do a regular podcast and just Johnny will give us updates when they happen. But we'll figure
find
something
it out.
We'll be here.
We'll be
We'll
here
be
for
here.
you.
All right.
Well, Sean and I will.
Yeah.
Oh, we went and saw S Club in concert. I didn't even get to talk about it.
I heard it sucked. Good night.